look developing this afternoon in the NBA. Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former Cavs player and assistant coach Damon Jones arrested as part of a pair of wide-ranging investigations related to illegal sports betting. Billups and Rozier have been placed on leave per an NBA statement. A total of 34 people were arrested as the result of a year-long investigation covering 11 states involving tens of millions of dollars. Billups is involved in a separate indictment to rig underground poker games while also allegedly sharing inside information. Tiago Splitter will serve as the Blazers' interim head coach. Rozier accused of participating in an illegal sports betting scheme using insider NBA information, while Jones reportedly revealed privileged information about a prominent player later revealed to be LeBron James. He is not part of the investigation. Meanwhile, Game 1 of the World Series coming tomorrow. Blue Jays rookie Treyas Savage will get the start for Toronto to open the Fall Classic. Dodgers already announced that Blake Snell will be their Game 1 starter.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Friday, Dak has the Cowboys offense rolling, but will he finally meet his match against the Denver defense? It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Decision Critical, concierge nursing in Baton Rouge and all over Louisiana. Matt?
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal?
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Ton to do today. Darren Teakin will be here in a bit for our Fantasy Blitz. We'll talk to Amber Wilson from ESPN Radio next hour. Lee Sterling with some picks. Billy Luchi. We'll talk Aggies. Mike Triplett. Ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
All right, we will talk plenty of LSU, Texas A&M, and Saints-Bucks as we move throughout the show today. Saints are off the practice field. We'll get to an injury report in a bit. When LSU and Texas A&M, the opening line came out, and we saw the Aggies a 1.5-point favorite, which has now been bet to 2.5. A lot of people looked at that kind of cross-eyed, like what do they know that we don't know? And that makes a lot of sense, right? You hear oftentimes in sports betting, people say, oh, it's a stinky line. Well, this is a stinky line. Because you look at LSU at 5-2 and coming off a loss to Vanderbilt, all of the struggles offensively, one of only two teams in the FBS not to score 25 points against an FBS opponent, North Carolina being the other. You look on the flip side with Texas A&M, they're 7-0. They're ranked third in the country. They're 4-0 in the conference. Pretty good defensively. They run the ball really well. Marcel Reed's played exceptional football. And so you look at this, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like you would think A&M would be a pretty heavy favorite in this game. And still the line is what it is. And you're starting to see a lot of people pick LSU to win this game. And so I was like, let me see if there's something I'm not seeing. Let me dig in a little deeper. Look, a lot of the metrics are there. And A&M is a good team. I don't think there's any denying that. We make picks and we get stuff wrong and we get stuff right. And look, I mean, I had LSU and Texas in the SEC championship game. I'm going to get that wrong. One thing it looks like I maybe got right was that A&M was going to have kind of a breakthrough year. I picked them 9-3. They may actually outshoot that. And There's a lot of good. They're 7-0. They're 4-0 in the conference. They're number 3 in the country. In the SP Plus, they're number 7. In the FPI, they're number 10. I share those with you because those aren't subjective rankings. Those are objective data points that these algorithms use. They're number 1 in the country in strength of record. Their strength of schedule is number 16. Their remaining strength of schedule is number 12. Their game control ranking that Honey Boo Boo and all the goofs in the hotel ballroom in suburban Dallas love to use as a talking point when they put out their rankings. Their game control ranking is number 8. So whether you look at these objective algorithmic numbers, if you look at just scores and the record that they've played, A&M's good. I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo A&M. I think they're a very good team, and they should be favored. And, I'll probably pick them to win the game. But as you start to peel back the layers of the onion a little bit to see, okay, why might this be more competitive through the eyes of the odds makers than what many of us think? Well, they are 7-0, but they've only played one ranked opponent. And that one ranked opponent was Notre Dame. And yes, Notre Dame is, after losing their first 2 games against Miami and Texas A&M, 2 good opponents, they've run the table so far. But A&M needed to score with 13 seconds left to win that game 41-40. 41-40. They gave up 40 points on the road to Notre Dame. Texas A&M is 4-0 in the SEC. Their wins are against Auburn, 0-4. Probably going to fire their coach. Mississippi State, 0-3. Florida is 2-2 in the conference and has fired its coach. And Arkansas, which is 0-3 in the conference, has also fired its coach. So 2-12 is the combined record of their SEC opponents that they've beaten. And 2 coaches have been fired already. So they haven't exactly faced the top of the league yet. That's coming, though. They played 2 road games. At Notre Dame, where they gave up 40 points. And at Arkansas, where they gave up 42 points this past weekend. I know what you're going to say. Yeah, but Matt, those are good offenses and LSU isn't. You're right. Those are good offenses and LSU isn't. Objectively true. But also true is that A&M has played 2 road games, and in both of them, they gave up 40 points. The defense gave up 40 points. Marcel Reed has had a really good start to his season. Through 7 games, Marcel Reed has thrown for just under 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He's completing 62% of his passes. And running the ball, he's been effective as well. He's averaging just under 5 yards a carry, and he's rushed for 4 touchdowns. Marcel Reed, in that game in South Bend against Notre Dame, he was 17 of 37 throwing the football. Now, he threw for 360, 2 touchdowns and a pick. The reason he threw for 360 is because he had an 86 and a 45-yard completion. So that'll skew your stats a little bit when you're 17 of 37, when one of them goes for 86 and another goes for 45. Now, they made those plays. Hat tip. They got 2 really good receivers. Craver, the transfer from Mississippi State, Concepcion, the transfer from NC State, are outstanding players that they got in the portal this year and clearly hit on both those guys. Not taking anything away from them. But that wasn't a consistently great day for Marcel Reed in South Bend. That defense, the secondary, by and large, for Notre Dame throughout that game played well, except for obviously giving up the big plays. We just can't take that away. I mean, they've made the big plays. They beat Auburn. Won that game 16-10. Up until this point, Auburn is the best defense that Texas A&M has faced by a big margin. Auburn is 30th in the country in total defense. LSU is 26th. So this will be the best defense that A&M will have faced so far. If you're wondering, the other defenses they faced, Florida is 42nd. Notre Dame is 62nd. UTSA is 99th. Arkansas is 124th. And Utah State is 126th. So yes, they've put up some gaudy stats offensively, but the best defense they faced all year, Auburn, held them to 16 points at Kyle Field. This is a better defense than LSU statistically, and it's in Baton Rouge at night. A&M also does not have Le'Veon Moss in this football game. Le'Veon Moss from Estruma, who is their best running back. Now, Reuben Owens is awesome. He's a former 5-star, and he and Moss have identical 70 carries on the season. Moss 389, Owens 396. I mean, they are almost identical statistically. But Moss has been their best guy. He's not available. More of the onus on Owens. Emmitt Smith's on E.J. Smith. They've got Amari Daniels as well. And, of course, Marcel Reed can run the football. So they're good. And they got 4 returning starters on the offensive line, which is one of the reasons I liked A&M a lot this year was that offensive line and the bevy of running backs. But they are down their best guy. There's, I'm sure you've seen, a 75% chance of rain Saturday in Tiger Stadium. And please spare me the "it never rains in Tiger Stadium" thing. It's the stupidest line. I don't know why we say that. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why we say it. It's stupid. It rains all the time. I've sat in monsoons in that stadium. It rains all the time. And it looks like it's going to rain on Saturday as well. So if you want a lower scoring game with a slogging pace of play, because LSU ain't getting into no score fest with anybody, that much is clear, you might prefer a game in the rain where it might be harder to move the football. It'll make it harder for LSU, yes, but it'll make it harder for Texas A&M too. And there's history on your side as well. Texas A&M, as we all know, has not won in Tiger Stadium since they joined the league in 2012. They've lost every trip here since they joined the league. It's been obviously the odd number of years. 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23. They're 0-6 in Tiger Stadium since joining the league. That's a lot of data points that can factor into why the odds makers think this one's going to be closer than maybe you and I on its face might think. I think A&M's the better team. They've obviously had the better start to the season. But I also think that the Aggies on Saturday still have a lot to prove. And it is a great opportunity for Texas A&M to show that they're not the team that they've been since they joined the league, which is one that sometimes gets off to a hot start like they did a year ago. Remember, when they beat LSU, they were the last remaining unbeaten team in the league, and all they did from that point on was lose 4 or 5. They went 8-4, lost the bowl game, finished 8-5. So you look at what they have now. At LSU, at Missouri, home against South Carolina, Samford, and then at Texas. They have 3 ranked road opponents coming up in the final 5 games. You find out all you need to know about A&M and if they're an actual national championship contender, and it starts Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. All right, we're brought to you every day by Bud Light. Drink easy. Our show open, brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. If you're going to be tailgating Saturday out at LSU, make sure before you get out to Tiger Stadium, get out to campus, make sure you stop by your favorite retailer and get plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light in the officially licensed aluminum can. Drink easy with the Tigers. Support the Tigers. Mockler Beverage, great supporters of the Tigers. Bud Light, the official beer of the LSU Tigers and of the New Orleans Saints. So if you're getting to the Dome on Sunday as well, make sure you have plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Make sure you follow Mockler Beverage on all the social media because whenever they're going to be out and about for different events, they always post on their social medias where they're going to be. So great opportunity to check them out. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. All right, y'all, our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over the state of Louisiana. Thrilled throughout the day today to tell you more about our friends at Decision Critical. You can learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com. Let me knock out a quick break. Saints are off the practice field. We do know now who what the attendance was like as the Saints had their second full day of work. We'll jump into that as we continue. Let you hear from Ellen Moore as well. Stick around with us here on AFR.
After further review.
As we move through Q4 toward the end of the year, maybe you're trying to finish 2025 with a bang. Or 2025 right now is when you're going through budgets for 2026. I know here in our company at Guarantee Media, October, this is about the time where we're doing budgets for 2026. So maybe that's your company as well. And you're looking at how you're going to find the right people, either to finish this year strong or to find the right people in 2026 to make it the best year in your company's history. Glow Resources can help. Let's just call it what it is. No matter what business you're in, your efficiency depends on the people within your business that are executing your vision every single day. You have to have the right people. It doesn't matter if you're talking about office assistants, C-level management, blue-collar workers, whatever it may be. You need the right people performing their job efficiently to maximize your productivity. Glow Resources helps you find those people. So check them out online at glowresources.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. We'll have craft cocktails, whiskey samples, previewing the Tigers.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalVR.com.
Division games are always fun, no matter what organization I've been a part of. Division games are fun. They're a little bit different than all the rest of the games. You're going to play them twice in a season. There's a lot of commonality. You know each other very, very well. Obviously, my understanding, this is a phenomenal rivalry. They've had a ton of success lately. We've had success. It's going to be a fun battle. Baker's playing as good a quarterback play in this league, and so it'll be a fun battle.
Saints coach Ellen Moore getting ready for the Tampa Bay Bucs to come on into the Dome this weekend. First time that Saints and Bucs will play this year. We've talked about a good bit already. Tampa on a short week, right? Road game, Monday Night Football. They got pounced by the Lions. Had to fly home to Tampa. Off day Tuesday. Walk through just a simulation on Wednesday. So Tampa here on Thursday with its first real practice day, getting ready for New Orleans. Really just 2 practice days, Thursday, Friday, then they'll travel to New Orleans. So a very compressed week for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for New Orleans, we're waiting on the full injury report to come out, although the availability report, the attendance is out. So if you're not familiar with the difference, so when the media has their designated portion of practice that is mandated to be open to the media by the NFL, by the CBA. So when the reporters go to practice, they can obviously notice who's there, who's not, and who's participating, who's not. Now, they don't get the official injury report until the team releases it later, but you have the effectively attendance. So who's there? Is anybody notable missing? And on Thursday, Ross Jackson has this up at LouisianaSports.net. Again, everything always free over at louisianasports.net. The only player Thursday that was absent was Saints defensive tackle Devon Gottschall. And this has been consistent throughout the year. They've given Gottschall on Thursday a veteran day off. And that's cool. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Mike D's O-line, which we love, practices for the unskilled. Gottschall is a 30-year-old defensive tackle. Just get him ready for Sunday. I don't need him hitting pads and sleds and dummies on a Thursday. Just get him ready for Sunday's game. So if he needs a day off, a veteran day of rest, give it to him. Get him ready for Sunday. So everyone else out there in attendance, healthy, that's great to see. Alante Taylor, Chris Olave, Chase Young, all out there today, which is awesome. So Saints getting ready to play Tampa. Now, two players that are not there, of course, are Kendre Miller and Eric McCoy, and I want to dig in a little deeper there about their replacements. We'll get to that here in just a second. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor, other harmful pathogens, home, office, commercial building, your vehicle. And remember, I should stress this process. When they come and spray, they've outfitted their Sprinter van. So the hoses that spray the dry fog are just wound in the Sprinter van. So they'll pull the Sprinter van up to your home, to your office, to whatever it is, and then they'll just drag the hose out of the van. So anyway, point being, like, they can come to your work. Like, let's say you bought a vehicle pre-owned and a smoker owned it, or you had a long trip and maybe you had some water intrusion, it's mildewy and a kind of a skunky smell, or maybe it pets in the car and you can't get that smell out of it. They'll come to your office, just spray in the car, close up the doors, let the fog dissipate. When it does, you're back in free and clear, clean smell and sanitize. You do the same for your home, your office building. It's Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. So the Saints are going to welcome in Tampa Bay this weekend, and they're going to do so without Eric McCoy and without Kendre Miller. And both of these are obviously significant losses. Eric McCoy, massively so, especially when you're talking about having two young quarterbacks in Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck trying to develop in the league. And here you have a two-time Pro Bowl center in Eric McCoy, who's been a stalwart in New Orleans for almost a decade now. One of the best centers in the NFL, and now you're replacing him with Luke Fortner. By the way, when Moore met with reporters on Wednesday, he did confirm that it will be Fortner replacing McCoy.
Yeah, we'll just start Luke. Luke at center, he's done a really good job. He's played some good football, fired up for him, and keep the continuity at the right side and the left side, and I think we're trending well.
Remember, the other options were Torricelli Simpkins, who played center at South Carolina, but came into the league, and we'd seen him shuffle a little bit at guard and tackle, depending on injury. But Torricelli Simpkins had been repping there in the preseason, and then Cesar Ruiz was the other option. Ruiz was a center at Michigan, you might remember. I'm sure you do. But he was a center at Michigan. He's played guard exclusively during his career with the New Orleans Saints. So that's what Moore was saying there with keeping the continuity, so it's not moving Cesar Ruiz over. So it'll be Luke Fortner, who's a guy they traded for back in August during camp. Fortner was a third-round pick out of Kentucky, drafted by Jacksonville, started every game his first 2 years in the NFL, and all 17 games, played center in his rookie year, played guard in his second year in 2023. And then last year played in all 17 games but didn't start. He had lost his starting position, and then Jacksonville traded him in August, part of the Colin Saunders trade. So the Saints acquired a young veteran who was a top 100 draft pick when he was taken in round 3 back in 2022, 6'4", 307. The guy's played in 58 games in his NFL career. He's made 34 starts, so he's played a lot of football. But it does disrupt the continuity, obviously, with the battery there, with a young quarterback in Spencer Rattler, and now you have a new starting center going in there. And the other thing that Kellen Moore was asked about is, with not having Eric McCoy, your veteran center, does that put more on the quarterback's plate here with Spencer Rattler?
I think it still starts with the O-line. Those guys communicate at a really high level. The QB always has his tools within protections and adjustments that he can utilize. And so, I think that group's been working well together. And, there's an adjustment without Eric, but they'll handle it well.
I just hate this matchup. There are some matchups that would be easier than others. Remember a year ago when McCoy injured his groin initially? It was against Philadelphia on the third snap of the game. And so you had to move Lucas Patrick from guard to center. You remember how this all unfolded? Which meant instead of having Eric McCoy against Jalen Carter, you moved Lucas Patrick from guard to center, a position he wasn't prepared to play that week, and he had to face Jalen Carter the entire game. It didn't go well. Well, you look at this game with Tampa, and you're facing a true zero technique nose in Vita Vea. Good luck, Luke Fortner. Sucks, man. I'm sorry that this is the one that you draw right away. A true 360-pound zero technique nose that's one of the best interior pass rushers in the NFL that's going to try to crush you the entire day. That sucks. This is just not an advantageous matchup to have this happen. Not that it's ever good to lose your starting center. This is one that is probably less desirable than others. So we'll see how Fortner fares there in the middle. The good news for Luke Fortner is he knows he's got the rest of the season, right? I mean, it's not like if he doesn't play well this week, he loses his job. I mean, they're going to keep Cesar Ruiz at guard. It's basically Fortner, who they traded for as a veteran, or Torricelli Simpkins. It sure sounds like they're going to go with Fortner, and he'll be their center for the remainder of the season. So a lot of opportunity to develop some continuity there, but this is an unenviable task to draw Vita Vea here with Tampa. Now, the other player that obviously is going to be gone this week is Kendre Miller, out for the season with a torn ACL. There's a really good feature up at LouisianaSports.net right now if you'd like to check it out. It's right there on the homepage. I think it's actually still there at the top. Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net was able to have an exclusive one-on-one with Devin Neal. And Devin Neal, the rookie out of Kansas, is going to get his opportunity this week with Kendre Miller out. So if you want to go read that exclusive that Ross did, it's up at LouisianaSports.net. It's at the top of the homepage if you want to read it right now. But Kellen Moore, when he met with reporters, talked about what stands out about Devin Neal.
Great vision, good cut. He's got a good balance to him. I think he just has a good feel for the run game.
The other thing that could be really significant this week, depending on how many reps that Devin Neal gets, and I don't know how many it'll be. Remember, they signed Velus Jones as well from the practice squad, so Velus Jones could factor in as well. It's someone they like. We've seen him in the return game already this year. But Neal could factor in pass protection because against this Tampa Bay defense, and we know, if you remember a year ago with Todd Bowles, Rattler played the Bucs twice, and in the first half of that first game, Rattler tore it up, and then Todd Bowles was like, I'm just going to blitz the ever-living hell out of this kid for the rest of the game and make his life miserable, and they made his life miserable. So you better believe that's what's coming again with Todd Bowles in this Tampa Bay defense. They are just going to try to blitz and harass Spencer Rattler the way they did a year ago successfully twice. So that means, and no Eric McCoy in the middle, means it's going to be a real challenge to pass protect. Now, we'll see if Hassan Reddick plays in this game. He's on the injury report. Looks like he'll miss. He likely will miss this game. We'll see what it looks like as they get closer to Sunday. But Devin Neal helping in pass protection, that could be a big part of his role this week, and that's something Kellen Moore is aware of.
That showed up in the college film from Devin, which was a little bit of an impressive aspect, was his ability to protect. We felt like that would give him a head start compared to a lot of guys coming from college where protection isn't necessarily part of their tools early in college careers. And so, he's done a really nice job. He hopped in there, handled it well. He'll be just fine.
That game a year ago, the 51-27 game, Tampa ended up sacking Spencer Rattler 5 times in that game. And that was the game where the Saints got down. Then the Saints had a 27-point second quarter, and they went to half with the Saints leading 27-24. Saints were shut out in the second half, 27-0, and lost 51-27. So that got really bad really quickly last year in that second half of that first game. Rattler ended up throwing a couple of picks. So my guess is we know what we're going to see. Todd Bowles is going to crank up the pressure and try to harass Spencer Rattler, and it's going to be on Rattler to make good decisions, and maybe on Devin Neal not only to help in the running game, which is something we'll all be aware of, but also in pass pro. So something to keep an eye on when the Saints and the Bucs face off on Sunday. In the Dome, 3:05 is the kickoff, not the noon kickoff. 3:05 this week for Saints and Bucs. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing all over the state of Louisiana. If you're a physician, I really want to talk to you and remind you about Decision Critical. So many doctors, so many physicians refer their patients to Decision Critical. If you're not familiar, if you're a physician and you're not familiar with Decision Critical, you really need to be. Reach out, have a conversation, maybe meet Blasia for lunch or for coffee, find out what their exemplary nurses do. They can take your orders. They can even be there, let's say, surgery post-op. Their nurses can be there with your patient post-op to get your orders to help execute them at home, keeping your patient out of the hospital, maintaining better care at home. So many physicians refer their patients to Decision Critical and their expertly trained nurses. If you want to learn more, check it out at decisioncriticalbr.com. I know the website's BR, but they have nurses all over the state of Louisiana now, and they're about to open their Dallas office as well. So decisioncriticalbr.com, decisioncriticalbr.com, our title sponsor of our Thursday shows all throughout the year. Okay, y'all, we're glad you're hanging out with us here. We're going to knock out a break. We'll go around the SEC. Darren Tietgen with our Fantasy Blitz as we get the NFL weekend kicked off. Before you set your fantasy football roster, check with our guys at who2start.net. That's coming up in 15 minutes from right now. Amber Wilson from ESPN Radio. She'll be in Baton Rouge for LSU Texas A&M this week. She'll be with us next hour. Lee Sterling's Best Bets. Billy Luchi in hour 3. Mike Triplett. God, we got a ton to do and glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Buying or selling commercial or residential. Need a realtor? You need Darren James. 335-7666. That's Darren's cell. Write it down. Remember it. Ask Alexa or Siri to call it right now. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. No realtor gets to the closing table faster, more often, and gets you more money than Darren James. It's not my opinion. It's objective data. Wall Street Journal Real Trends lists the top 1% of realtors in America. Darren James, number 1 in Louisiana on the transaction side. Nobody gets to a closing table more than Darren James. So, you need to sell your home. You need to sell it fast. You need to sell it for the most amount of money possible. You need Darren James. Of course, remember Darren's guaranteed sale program. Agree to a price and a deadline. If he doesn't sell it at that price by that deadline, he'll have it bought with cash or he'll sell it for free.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations. Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Saw the all the the arrest for the betting thing in the NBA. You saw that today?
I did. I woke up to that. Yeah. I was just like, wait, what?
I shouldn't laugh. I mean, people's lives have been turned upside down. It's just so stupid. Like, what are you doing? I want to talk about this more later. But one of the funniest things. So on Get Up, did you see this?
I did see this. Yes.
So on Get Up, they're doing a segment talking about the here it is. Paul, I guess you can pull this up. Maybe back screen it. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get flagged on YouTube for showing it. But so it's a segment on Get Up, and Greeny's there, and it's like, I don't know who all these people are. It's Orlovsky and Orlovsky and Schefter, and who are the other people?
That's the two on the end are Taylor Lewan and Will Compton.
Okay. So anyway, I don't know why they're there talking about this, but so they're doing a segment where they're talking about the NBA betting thing, and in the bottom right is the ESPN Bet logo. So they have a banner, a lower third. Well, this would be a lower third, but basically on the crawl they have the ESPN Bet little icon. You bet $10 to win whatever. Well, they just very slyly during the segment while they're on the screen, Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups arrested part of gambling investigation. Watch it if you're watching, lower right. The ESPN Bet logo is it's gonna vanish here. Some very astute producer noticed, you know what? There it goes.
So good.
There it is. What we're talking about, a sports betting scandal that involves the FBI and arrests of a current NBA head coach. Maybe we should take the ESPN Bet logo off the bottom third, off the lower third. Anyway, hilarious. I think that video that I just had has been viewed 2.5 million times on Twitter alone, which is probably more people than watch Get Up. So good on them.
Yeah,
getting a lot of notoriety there for ESPN Bet. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Thursday edition of AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge. Darren Teak and Fantasy Blitz coming up in 7 minutes from right now. Get your fantasy football questions in. Email us, tweet us, or text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Fantasy Blitz coming up right now. Do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The Auburn Tigers.
Jackson Arnold will start for Auburn against Arkansas, but apparently his leash is getting tightened. Stanford transfer Ashton Daniels got more reps in offense and practice this week, according to Hugh Freeze. Not planning to give Daniels scripted work against the Razorbacks, but according to Hugh Freeze, it depends what Jackson Arnold looks like during the game. Daniels has not played this season as Auburn is trying to preserve his unused red shirt for potentially next year, but Freeze said that's no longer a restriction.
Texas A&M!
If Texas A&M beats LSU Saturday, ESPN's Pete Thamel believes Mike Elko may receive a lucrative contract extension following. Currently has a 6-year deal with A&M, earning $7 million per. His $7 million salary is 32nd in college football in the USA Today rankings. And, of course, Elko's name has been floated around, notably for the Penn State opening, so the Aggies could be looking to lock up their head coach because, as they've learned from experience, what could possibly go wrong?
The Tennessee Volunteers.
Tennessee's named Frank Anderson, their interim head baseball coach. Anderson has been the pitching coach there under Tony Vitello, but with Vitello going to the Giants, Frank Anderson will coach the team this year in Tennessee. Look, he's a longtime college baseball assistant. He was actually the head coach at Oklahoma State for 8 years and went to 6 NCAA tournament appearances, including a super regional. So White added Anderson leads for the interim, while he leads for the interim. Fellow assistants like Josh Elander will focus on building his candidacy for the full-time job. Elander is their recruiting coordinator. The guy's been sort of 1A, 1B with Tony V recruiting those rosters.
Texas A&M!
Oh, I don't know why there's two. Anyway. Head coach Bucky McMillan and his staff landed a commitment basketball coach. Out of Pasadena, Josh Irving committed to the Aggies over Kentucky and Louisville. 6'10", 200-pounder, the number 63 overall recruit in the 2026 class. He's the 5th best center in the country. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. We are brought to you by South Point Volkswagen at southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Always love telling you about South Point Volkswagen because, for me personally, it's the style, feel, performance of luxury and the safety features. I drive Drew to school every single day, and so every day when I strap my son in his car seat in the back, I know I'm driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. Erica drives a Volkswagen Atlas, and every day when she leaves and heads to work or wherever she's going, I know she's buckling into one of the safest vehicles on the road. Gives me tremendous peace of mind. Oh, by the way, they're also beautiful and really fun to drive. It's at South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com is where you can check them out online. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Thursday shows presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over Louisiana. When I got a break, come back. We'll do our Fantasy Blitz. So before you set your fantasy football roster, check with Darren Teakin and our guys at whotostart.net. It's the numeral 2, whotostart.net. Email us, tweet us, or text your question. You can text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Fantasy Blitz next.
AFR.
Y'all, it is a great time to call Duplessis Builders about getting that custom pool built at your home. And I know you may be thinking, but Matt, it's October. Swimming season is over. And you're right. But if you want to have that pool ready to go for next spring, when swimming season rolls around, that process needs to start today. It needs to start today. So you can have that initial consult with my friends at Duplessis Builders. They can get that design. You can pick out all your features and finishes. You can get on the schedule as well, because it ain't like you call them today and they're digging tomorrow. So get on the schedule so that way they can begin the dig and have everything finished by the time swimming season rolls around in the spring. Start that process today with DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Yes, they can build you your luxury custom pool at any price point, but they also have ready-made options as low as $49K. So no matter your budget, Duplessis Builders can help. DuplessisBuilders.net.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Duplessis Builders Pool.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgout.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com. After further review, this is the Fantasy Football Blitz.
Do you know who I am?
Powered by whotostart.net.
Who the hell are you?
Whotostart.net. The Fantasy Football Blitz. This is the Fantasy Football Blitz. Powered by whotostart.net.
All right, let's do it. NFL weekend kicks off tonight. Vikings at Chargers. Before you set your fantasy football roster, check with our guys at whotostart.net. Darren Tietjen, good enough to join us. How are you, dude?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. All right, let's start with tonight as we always do. Minnesota at the Chargers. Who are we keeping an eye on?
Not both quarterbacks. But Justin Herbert, of course, a fantasy quarterback that you want to start. I'm not sure about on the Vikings side, but you're still starting guys like Justin Jefferson, maybe even Jordan Addison for the Vikings. But a guy we're looking at is Rondé Gadsden, the rookie tight end from the Chargers. Even with all the options that Justin Herbert has, he's been looking Gadsden's way quite a bit. He's more like a big wide receiver than a true tight end, which is what we like in fantasy anyways. So if you're looking for a tight end, he's still out there. Definitely plug him in.
6 teams on bye: Detroit, the Raiders, Rams, Arizona, Seattle, Jacksonville. So a lot of teams, no doubt, looking for sleepers or help this week. What sleepers are you keeping an eye on?
Yeah, here in the industry, we call it Buy-Mageddon because it really does put a wrench into some people's lineups, and you have to go searching for guys. A couple guys that we're looking at this week, first in running back, Tyler Algier, running back for the Falcons. Obviously playing second fiddle to Bijan Robinson, but this week's a good matchup against Miami. They let anybody pretty much run on them, so he'll give Bijan Robinson a break. Might find the end zone this week. So if you're struggling to find a running back, Tyler Algier could suit the bill. Secondly, at wide receiver, we're looking Sterling Shepard from the Bucs. The Bucs obviously have a ton of injuries on their wide receiver front. A lot of people are looking at guys like Tez Johnson or Cameron Johnson, but we're actually looking at Sterling Shepard to be a guy that steps up. He went to OU with Baker Mayfield. Yeah, so they have a history. Look for him to kind of be his safety net. So we're zigging when other people are zagging. So we're looking at Sterling Shepard as a possible sleeper wide receiver moving forward.
Okay. Here's you always get your questions, email, tweet, or text. If you text, it's 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Danny says, who to start? He says, do I risk starting Aaron Jones tonight off the injury? It would be over Kayshon Boutte or Nick Chubb.
No, I would probably play Booty. It seems like he's got a pretty nice rapport with Drake May. The matchup is decent for him this week. I'd like to see what the splits are between Jones and Jordan Mason are before I would start him, especially on the Thursday night. That could be a little messy.
Sean says, who to start? Do I start Baker against the Saints or to go back to Josh Allen?
Oh yeah, you're going to Josh Allen. You just can't sit him. Obviously, anybody against the Saints. I guess maybe not Caleb Williams last week, but I'm going with Allen. Just the potential for that rushing TD and like 5 or 6 points just through the ground yardage alone makes Allen a weekly start.
Donovan says Aronde Gadsden or Cade Otton. Who to start?
Yeah, I think Otton's a safe play. We talked about Sterling Shepard being a good safety net for Baker, but Cade Otton, whenever Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are out, he tends to step up. So I think if you want to play it safe, you play Otton, but if you want to kind of roll the dice a little bit, Gadsden's a good sleeper tight end this week.
Chandler needs help. PPR League needs help at flex. He's got Booty, Tucker, and Derrick Henry. Who to start?
I think one of these days, Derrick Henry is just going to be Derrick Henry again and start running for big yardage. I can't see sitting him just because of the touchdown schedule. I think you're going Derrick Henry there.
Josh, PPR League, he has, let's see, Gadsden, Otton, and Fannin. Who to start?
Yeah, same answer as the other one. If you're, I think Fannon's probably out. Just too much risk with him week to week. Safe play is Otton. The upside play is going to be Gadsden.
Remember, you can email, tweet, or text your questions. If you want to email, it's matt@1045espn.com. MATT, matt@1045espn.com. You could tweet us at Matt Moscona, or you could text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Darren, we still got the promo code available if people want to use it at the website?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's ESPN, correct?
ESPN, that's correct.
Yeah, ESPN for 10% off? I was trying to get you to plug it here for.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I believe it's 10%.
Okay, use the promo code ESPN over at who2start.net. It's the numeral 2, who2start.net. All right, questions are slow coming in, Darren, right now. Here we go. Joey says he's got Terry McLaurin, Kayshon Boutte, or Coleman. Who to start?
This is really dependent on the health of Terry McLaurin. If he practices, I didn't see the practice report yet from today. Tomorrow will be a better indication. If he does play, even with the backup quarterback in tow, I think McLaurin's your play. Just keep Kayshon Boutte on speakerphone on hold there and plug him in if McLaurin doesn't practice.
I'm looking at it right here. McLaurin was at practice today. He and Deebo Samuel were both back at practice today.
That's good. That offense definitely needs their number one wide receiver, and even like I said, with Marcus Mariota throwing the ball, he would still be their number one target, and does have a decent matchup.
Yeah, no Jaden Daniels. Let's see if we can get two more in here. Cade said he needs 2.5 a point PPR league. He's got Jordan Mason, Kamani Vidal, and Breece Hall. So I guess that's a who to sit.
I think I'm starting the last two. All three are pretty much equal, so I could see why the question's coming in. But the other two, the last two, probably have the best chance at touchdowns this week.
This is another Cade S, who said needs 2 in the flex spot. He's got Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, and DeAndre Swift. So I guess that's a who to sit.
Oh boy, I'm not sitting Swift even though he's injured. I think I'm going the last two there as well.
All right, he is Darren Tietgen, who2start.net. It's the numeral 2, who2start.net. Before you set your fantasy football roster, check with our guys at who2start.net. All right, Darren, appreciate it as always, man. Enjoy the weekend.
Of course, you do the same.
Thanks, bud. We appreciate you. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Matter of fact, I was at lunch today and ran into my buddy Ryan Cross from Our Lady of the Lake. Listen, whether it's Our Lady of the Lake here in the greater Baton Rouge area or any of the hospitals or the clinics, part of the Franciscan missionaries of Our Lady Health System across the entire state of Louisiana, like Lourdes and Lafayette or Our Lady of the Lake here in Baton Rouge or St. Elizabeth, or so many other. They continue to make capital investments into their facilities to expand healthcare and bring world-class healthcare here to Baton Rouge and to Louisiana. It's Our Lady of the Lake. And, of course, they're championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Not only are they caring for these elite-level athletes and students, but they're also investing into so many LSU athletic programs as well through great deals like a lot of their NIL partnerships. Garrett Nussmeier, Harold Perkins, Bauer Sharp, Jack Pyburn, all championship athletics and NIL athletes part of the championship health program over at Our Lady of the Lake. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. We'll get to our What to Watch next hour. Amber Wilson and Jonathan Zaslow do college football game day on radio. They'll be doing their campus tour this week in Baton Rouge for LSU, Texas A&M. So they'll be set up over at Walk-Ons on Burbank Saturday morning from 9 to noon. Amber Wilson will be with us here in about 35 minutes from right now. That does national radio, part of Amber and Ian on ESPN Radio. That's all coming up on AFR.
AFR.
Arco Power Systems, arco.com, arco.com, ARCCO, 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 ARCCO. Thank you, Muse. And Arco was their name. That was a very, very weak attempt at clapping along. But it was good. If you had done it loudly, it would have been really good. Arco.com. Just nod at me. That's fine. Don't worry. No need to say anything, Muse. It's just radio. Industrial energy options. Listen, here's the deal with Arco. Okay. We talk about standby generator power all the time when the power goes out. When the power goes out at your business, what do? That's where Arco steps in. They have permanent generator options. They have rental options. So power goes out, you need a generator brought. They can store it at their place, bring it to you whenever the power goes out. You come get it with a trailer. And they can service your generator as well for any size business. It's Arco Power Systems. Check them out online at arco.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. We'll have craft cocktails, whiskey samples, previewing the Tigers and the Aggies. Join us for AFR 3 to 6, presented by Pinhook Bourbon.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always. No paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan.
and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. NBA gambling fallout continues. A couple of NBA arrests today. Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former Cavs player and assistant coach Damon Jones all arrested as part of a pair of investigations related to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games. Billups and Rozier have been placed on leave. Total of 34 arrests were made, covering 11 states and involving tens of millions of dollars in these investigations. Billups involved in a separate indictment to rig underground poker games, while also allegedly sharing inside information. Tiago Splitter will be the Blazers' interim head coach, while Jones reportedly revealed privileged information about a prominent player later revealed to be LeBron James. He, of course, not a part of the investigation. Meanwhile, Game 1 of the World Series coming tomorrow. Blue Jays rookie Treyus Savage will get the start for Toronto to begin the Fall Classic. Dodgers already announcing Blake Snell will be the starter. Coverage beginning at 7:30 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Friday, Dak has the Cowboys offense rolling, but will he finally meet his match against the Denver defense? It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Decision Critical, Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over Louisiana. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Amber Wilson of ESPN Radio will be here in 28 minutes from right now. Lee Sterling later this hour with his best bet. See what he likes on LSU and Texas A&M. We'll get to all that coming up here in just a smidge. Billy Luchi, 1 hour from right now as well. We'll head to College Station, get a check-in on the Aggies. Muse, do you have our Christmas music? And hopefully it's not the canned, crappy, awful thing that you played yesterday, whatever that was.
Yes. Again, look, I mean, my bad, man, on that. You know, it's just, it was right there.
You were not prepared.
Yeah, but it was right. Yeah. Well,
shocked. You were not prepared.
It was right there, though.
You were not prepared. You did not have Christmas music ready. I'm
So
guessing you don't have Christmas
right
music here now either. Or we have anything good?
Oh wait, I haven't muted. My bad. There we go.
What is this crap?
This is Christmas song.
Awful.
I think that's
worst
what it is.
Christmas song ever.
It's just a loop of classic Christmas songs. So
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, there it is. Christmas song.
God, I hate this song.
You do hate. You have voiced this before.
I hate this song.
You also don't like Christmas music.
That's true.
So I mean,
Yeah. We have a long-standing tradition on the show that we don't talk about the NBA till Christmas because the NBA shouldn't start until Christmas. So we play Christmas music because clearly the only reason that there's NBA games to talk about is because it's Christmas, right?
correct. Yes.
Yeah. And Merry Christmas. Pelicans stink again. It's just like they're just a team that is on loop. It's the same thing. Like, Pelicans had good first half. They went to the break with a lead. Stop me if this sounds familiar. They get blasted in the third quarter because for some reason, no matter who's the coach, who's the players, they suck in the third quarter, dig themselves a hole. They got outscored by 19 in the third quarter. It was 41-22 in the third quarter. So they go to the fourth, down 8. Great rally. Tie the game. And then they can't finish down the stretch. By the way, John Morant, Antonio Daniels, by the way, in the broadcast said it perfectly. John Morant gets unlimited dribbles and unlimited space. It's true. He's John Morant. He's a great player. But it was a 2-point game. The Pels need to stop. There's like 30 seconds left in the game. And Sadiq Bey is guarding John Morant. Yeah, that's going to go well. At the top of the key. And Ja goes right around him. And instead of shuffling his feet to try to get position, Sadiq Bey just does this awful Olay wraparound like you're going to strip the ball from behind move. And Ja goes right to the hole, finishes, they're up 4, and then never got closer. It's just the same thing over and over again with this team. Yves Missi got hurt, because of course he did. I probably shouldn't have done this, but I took a picture of my screen and tweeted and was like, "We are so back." And people are like, "Man, that's wrong." And you're right. You're right. That was wrong. That was wrong of me. Man was hurt. Man was hurt, and I shouldn't have done that to him. Look, there it is. Pull it up, Paulie. We are so back. I mean, Yves Missi just screaming in pain, grabbing his foot. Because of course he is. I mean, this organization is just a poop stick on loop. Why do I watch? Why do I care? I don't know. Just give me Graf. Just give me Graf. Whatever. Give me Graf.
Inbound to Poole. Poole hounded by Coward. He gets into the front court, steps back, and another splash for Jordan Poole right at the top for 3.
By the way, no JD.
Yeah, I noticed that.
No JD. That's okay. It was Gus. It was G-Cat. I love Gus. Gus is great. Look forward to hearing the guys. I don't know if that's a temporary thing. That's a permanent thing this year. JD will do home games. I don't know. I don't know what. I
don't know, man. I need JD yelling that we should baptize people.
I know.
Broadcast.
It does. Yeah, I'm with
you. Gus, great guy and all, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, give me JD. Give me Graf. Give me more Graf.
Jones 10 on the shot clock to Murphy, back to Herb. Herb, one dribble. Give and go to Poole. Reverse layup is in after a little double clutch.
The best thing about Graf, I was driving around a little bit last night. I was listening to some of the, from the end of the third, start of the fourth, happened to be in my car for a little bit. And Graf is just living and dying with everything like it's game 78 and you're in a playoff run. It's like, brother, it's 1 of 82. I mean,
that's why he's the best.
You're like so depressed when they give up a transition bucket or something. 75 feet right to the cup, puts it in. How's that happen?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, he's such a beauty. He's the best part about the Pelicans. Graf is the best part about the Pelicans. Zion at 27. Fears, top 10 pick. Fears scored 17 in his debut.
Off the bench was real good.
Some good stuff. No, off the bench is our morning show.
No, Jordan Fierce came off the bench.
Why don't you clarify that instead of saying the name of the show? Use. So, Merry Christmas, and the Pelicans get to lose on Friday to San Antonio. But Wemby scored 40 yesterday. You want to know one good thing about yesterday? DraftKings had a boost on if Wemby so it was Wemby against Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks. It was if Wemby or Flagg scored 25 points. So I made that bet. If either of them scored over 25. So thank you to Wemby. We hit. Can we get a little ding there? There we go. And that sports betting advice is brought to you by Chauncey Billups. And who else got arrested today?
Scary Terry. Terry Rozier.
Yeah, Terry Rozier got arrested today as well. Like 37 people in this sports betting thing. Kash Patel, the FBI director, had a big old press conference announcing all this. Shams was on Get Up, and he was asked if the NBA knew this was coming. Here's Shams.
As of last night, I was told the NBA did not have knowledge of these specific arrests. This has been led by the FBI. The FBI made their arrests early this morning. But the NBA has been investigating Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley. Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA investigators over the last couple years. That's why he's been playing in games. Malik Beasley, a free agent, has not been cleared by the NBA's investigation. That's been ongoing. As of about 15, 20 minutes ago, I was told Malik Beasley was not taken into custody today as part of these gambling investigations and arrests today.
Bro, Chauncey Billups is accused of working with the mafia to scam people in poker games. Like, Billups was the face. They call him the face card. In all the mafia dealings, he was known as the face card. So Billups would get rich people to come play poker, and the games were all rigged by the mafia. Chauncey, what are you doing? It's the mafia, bro. Like, you're an NBA head coach. Are you stupid? Yeah. Well, yes, he is stupid. Yes, that is true, yes. Although I probably shouldn't say that into a microphone because the mafia may come get me.
They're probably listening.
Cement shoes.
Yeah.
Like,
with the fishes.
Bro, where Ed Ogeron sent J-Boy.
That's.
Man, I shouldn't joke about this. I mean, these are federal, these are allegations of federal crimes these men have been indicted on. Bro, what? You got Rozier, like, checking himself out of games so he hits an under. To get, like, $50K? Brother,
Yeah.
$50K?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go to federal prison over $50K? When you're, check his salary.
That's what I'm doing right. I'm doing it right now.
What does Terry Rozier make? What's his career earnings?
His career earnings per Spotrac, want to give attribution, $160,484,983.
$160 million. Yeah. Now, look, he's got to pay taxes, but down in Florida, no state income tax, and he's got to pay agent fees and all that stuff. But $160 million, and you're worried about $50,000? You're checking yourself out of a game early to hit an under on a prop bet? Are you stupid? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you are.
We've established he's stupid. I mean, I know what people are going to do. People are going to do, oh, you see, it's all rigged. I told you. Like, no, it's not. You've got idiots doing stupid things, but it isn't some, like, widespread conspiracy where the entire NBA is working to conspire to rob you all of your hard-earned money. You just have dumb people doing dumb things like this. 160 million bones in career earnings. You think Sadiq Bey was on the take when he tried to reach around and strip Ja last night with 39 seconds?
I don't know, man.
I'm not accusing you of anything, Sadiq. I'm just salty, all right? I'm just salty, Sadiq. Sure, you're a great guy. You're going to be a great pal. No, you're not. Just give me Graf.
Oh, no, the Graf.
It's Sadiq Bey. I know. Give me Sadiq. That's why I set you up.
With Spencer, crosses him over, gets to the rim. Get it to Bey! Cutting from the left baseline and a flush.
Flush.
Okay.
There's a poker joke in there somewhere.
Oh, there is. Was it a royal flush? Or a straight flush?
All right.
It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance, Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet, across from the Mall of Louisiana and Perkins Row. Beautiful spots in Baton Rouge. Hey, it's a football weekend. If you're coming in town, you know people coming in town, get downtown. Get downtown to Watermark Baton Rouge, especially if you've never been. What an awesome time to discover Watermark Baton Rouge on football weekends. You can stay downtown. And look, Watermark Baton Rouge on 3rd Street, it's so easy to get to campus. I mean, you go up 3rd Street right to Nicholson, and you're just straight shot into campus. Super easy to access Tiger Stadium campus from downtown. So you can stay at Watermark Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. You can dine at the Gregory. Remember, they've also got Milford's on 3rd, which is the more casual, like sandwich shop restaurant. So 2 dining options and everything else that's walkable right there on 3rd Street in Florida, right there in downtown. It's the Watermark Baton Rouge in downtown. Check it out today at Watermark Baton Rouge.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Do you think the Mafia thought Chauncey ended in a vowel?
They might have.
Thought he was Italiano?
They might have.
Unbelievable.
Ralph Russo posted a bunch of the the mobsters who were arrested with their nicknames, and some of them are really good. I mean, the mob,
yeah,
they always have the nicknames.
Do we have like Duck in there or anything like that?
We got a Juice. We got a Flappy.
Yeah, like a.
We got a Tony. I mean, of course, we got a Tony. Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right, it's after further review. Amber Wilson, ESPN Radio, will be here in 13 minutes. She'll be in Baton Rouge. ESPN's college radio, their campus tour hits Baton Rouge this weekend for LSU, Texas A&M. It'll be Amber Wilson and Jonathan Zaslow from Walk-Ons on Burbank Saturday morning from 9 to noon. So make that part of your game day experience. You want to go check them out. Amber will be with us here in about 13 minutes from right now. Lee Sterling later this hour as well. We'll get Lee Sterling's best bets. So every week, Muse, Pauly, and I give you 3 things we're keeping an eye on in the football weekend. We call it What to Watch. Here it is.
Here's what we're watching this football weekend.
All right. Matthew Lucky Musso.
No, not Lucky. No, that's not it.
What's your mob name?
I mean, my mob name?
Your mob.
That's what say my mob name?
Mob name.
You don't think it'd just be Maddie or something?
Lucky Lucchese. Lucky Luciano.
That's probably a real person.
Well, Lucky Luciano was a real person.
I was talking about Lucchese.
Well, Lucchese's one of the families that was not... Anyway.
Anyway. Auburn and Arkansas, man. This one's fascinating for a lot of reasons. I know a lot of people are going to be like, why are you watching Auburn and Arkansas? Well, here's why. Number one, is this the end for Hugh Freeze? We talked about that a couple weeks ago. He lost back-to-back back-to-back home games now. Now you go to face an interim coach. And here's the other thing that I'm watching here, Scone. You'll like this. Center for Auburn. He's out with the torn ACL. This is the first game. You might have a 17-year-old filling in for him or a guy who started every game at right tackle. That line's gone up, by the way, too. Arkansas now 3.5.
Also, that's the Infidelity Bowl. Paulie.
Missouri and Vanderbilt. A few years ago, this was probably the worst SEC matchup you could ask for. This year, it's one of the few ranked-on-ranked matchups of the weekend. Both teams 6-1. This is the first time Vandy is ranked number 10 in the AP Top 25 since 1947. Game day will be in town for the first time since 2008. Can Diego Pavia and the Commodores keep it rolling, or will Bo Prevula and the Mizzou spoil the party?
Lamar Jackson returns. Likely to return this week. Yeah. How about this? The Ravens, despite being 1-5, still have a 41% chance of making the playoffs.
That division sucks so bad.
Oh, man. They're playing the Bears, and the Ravens are a 6.5-point favorite. Can Lamar, in his return, get the Ravens back on track?
11 a.m. kick for South Florida and Memphis. I mean, this is the game where the winner puts themselves in the driver's seat for the group of the group of 6 bid to the playoff. Of course, Memphis coming off the upset loss to UAB. They get South Florida at home, who boasts arguably the best wins of any G6 team so far early in the season. They are, the Bulls, the highest-ranked G6 team as of now. This would certainly cement them in the driver's seat if they can knock off a pretty good Memphis team.
I'm watching Giants-Eagles Part 2. 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football, Jackson Dart and the Giants smoked the Eagles 34-17. Cam Scatteraboo had 3 touchdowns in that game. The Eagles haven't really looked like their juggernaut self many thought they would be over the last few weeks. This game will be in Philly, so it's hard to beat a team twice. Can the Giants do it twice in 3 weeks?
Remember who my Super Bowl pick was?
I do.
Who was it?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
What did they do last week?
They won. They beat the Steelers.
They beat the Steelers. You know who they got this week?
I do. The Jets.
The J-E-T. The 0-7 Jets. Jets. 3-4 on the season. Our steep climb out of the cellar to hand it over to Joey B on a platter and take us all the way to the bowl. The chip. It's happening, Muse. It's happening.
Cowboys, Broncos. This one's very interesting to me for a couple reasons. I think not many people would have expected the Cowboys to be 3-3, actually through 3-1, through 7 games. But here they are. Dak Prescott's been leading an incredible offense. This is going to be arguably the best defense they've faced so far this season in the Broncos. And the Cowboys' defense has been horrible. But the Broncos' offense has been very good. They're being shut out until that explosion in the fourth quarter a week ago. Which side of the ball takes advantage of the opponent's strength and weakness in this game? I think it's a pretty underrated matchup out there in Denver.
Packers, Steelers, Aaron Rodgers versus former team. He spent the first 18 seasons in Green Bay, won 4 MVPs.
Did he say Green Bay?
Green Bay.
I thought I heard Green Bay.
Probably. Won 4 MVPs, won the Packers' 4th Super Bowl title. He is in his 21st season now. This season, he has 14 touchdown passes through 6 games. That puts him on pace to break Pittsburgh's single-season touchdown passing mark of 34, set by Ben Roethlisberger in 2018.
Okay. And Mike Tomlin's great as a home dog. Great as a home underdog, by the way. I think the most intriguing game of the weekend is Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Ole Miss finally went on the road and played a good team, and they lost to Georgia. Guess what they have to do this week? Go on the road again and play a good team with a good defense. I think this is where Ole Miss takes their rightful spot where they are, is not a good team with a terrible defense. And maybe John Mateer against that awful Ole Miss defense begins his resurgence. They won last week on the road against South Carolina. I think this is a huge opportunity for Oklahoma, or is this where Ole Miss can prove that they're just not very good? Or is this where Ole Miss says, not so fast, Cone, you bald idiot. We're awesome. And we're going to win a lot of games and go to the playoff.
Ew.
With Lane Kiffin.
Ew.
And Whit Weeks will be there cheering on his future father-in-law, wearing Rebel red, white, and blue.
Ew.
With Landry. And Juice.
The dog, not the mobster.
mobster.
Not the
No, not
mobster
him.
previously
Not
mentioned.
him.
This is the Kiffin's dog.
Different Juice altogether.
Yes.
Got it. All right, that's what we're watching. We'll circle back on Monday, and I'll let you know how it goes. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. That's what Macy Rushing did. She and her husband are cattle farmers, first-generation cattle farmers here in Louisiana, and she and her husband have had an awesome time dealing with First South Farm Credit.
They're just good people. They're fun. Normally when I go into the bank, I'm like nervous, like, oh, I got to go pay a bill, or, oh, I have a question. And I walk right in. My kids go grab a sucker. I walk right through the doors to my loan officer's office. He's like, hey, you want to grab lunch? Or at the end of the day, it's a bank and you're there for a reason. But at the end of the day, we've made friends with our loan officers. Overall, it's just been an amazing experience. I've recommended people to them. I've sent people their way. And every single one of my friends has had the exact same experience.
That is Macy Rushing talking about her experience with First South Farm Credit, and yours could be the same. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, be it for agriculture, be it for recreation, or if you're looking to buy that land to build your family's dream home. First South Farm Credit can help. Log on to firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Okay, y'all, it is After Further Review, Thursday shows presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over Louisiana, and soon expanding to Dallas. Excited to tell you more about that for all of our Dallas audience, the Tigers who moved up to Big D. You need concierge nursing services from birth to end-of-life care, everything in between. They come in-home. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. And if you're a physician, highly recommend that you refer your clients to Decision Critical. And if you want to learn more about Decision Critical before you refer your clients, have a conversation with Blasia. She'll come to your office. She would love to meet you, take you to lunch. My personal experience has been incredible. Not only meeting Blasia years ago when she was a CV nurse that helped care for our son, but recently Drew needed blood labs drawn. It's very difficult to do with a special needs child. Their nurses came to our home at 9 p.m. to draw his blood labs. They're amazing. It's Decision Critical. DecisionCriticalBR.com. DecisionCriticalBR.com. Okay, y'all. It is After Further Review. Lee Sterling here in a little more than 15 minutes from right now. We'll get Lee's best bets of the week. Billy Luchi at the top of hour number 3. We opened the show today talking about Texas A&M, and one of the look, A&M inside of a field goal favorite is the stinky line of the week in college football. And so we looked at maybe why that line is where it is. What are the things that we're maybe not looking closely enough at that could be chinks in the armor here for this A&M team? So we'll talk a little bit about that with Luchi coming up in hour number 3. Amber Wilson, ESPN radio host of Amber and Ian and College Football's Road Show, which will be in Baton Rouge this weekend. She'll join us next here on AFR.
After Further Review.
Let's rev, y'all, home or office. If you want lightning fast internet speeds and an all-fiber network, you want Rev. Oh, did I also mention they're backed by 90 years of flawless service and experience here in the greater Baton Rouge area? Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Prairieville, Plaquemine, Denham, Springfield, Hammond, Ponchatoula, Covington, Mandeville, LaPlace, Reserve, Thibodaux, Houma, LaRose, Grand Isle, all over. Tell you every day to Let's Rev. R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. 5 gigs, up to 5 gigs of speed, the reliability of fiber, 90 years of local service, and you have dedicated account representatives for their business customers. So if you want lightning fast internet speeds at your business, Rev can help you there as well. Letsrev.com, R-E-V. It's letsrev.com. Check them out online. Letsrev.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. We'll have craft cocktails, whiskey samples, previewing the Tigers and the Aggies. Join us for AFR 3 to 6, presented by Pinhook Bourbon.
At Luba Workers Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Obviously LSU is a really talented football team. It's very challenging to go on the road in this league and win. I think we've talked about that a lot. And I think sometimes too much is made out of single performances without seeing the big picture of that. And so they're a very talented team. They were preseason top 5. I think at one point they climbed to 2 or 3. We fully expect that they're going to give us everything they have and that they're going to be at their very best Saturday night.
Texas A&M coach Mike Elko coming to Baton Rouge. So, too, are Jonathan Zaslow and Amber Wilson. ESPN Radio's college football campus tour. They'll be at Walk-Ons on Burbank, 9 to noon Saturday. Very pleased to welcome Amber Wilson back to the show. She's also the host of Amber and Ian, which you hear weeknights right here on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge and all over the state of Louisiana. Amber, great to have you. How are you?
I am great. My first time ever heading to Baton Rouge. Isn't that crazy? Because I was on maternity leave last year when College Football Campus Tour, ESPN Radio show that we're doing, of course, from 10 to 1 p.m. on Saturday. I was on maternity leave last year when they were at LSU. So this is my first time actually in Death Valley, and I get a heck of a matchup at night. I am so pumped.
It's bucket list type thing. I remember last year it was for the UCLA game because I went and popped in and did a set with did a hit with Zaz over at LaBerge when he was there, and you were remote at that time. But you're Amber. The word is though it's supposed to rain like hell on Saturday night down here. Is that going to dampen you at all?
You know what? It's still Death Valley at night, so I imagine that crowd will still show up and show out even if there's thunderstorms. I just hope the game doesn't get delayed because then that can suck the life out of it. But the weather is certainly going to make things interesting. I don't know. I've been wondering who really that's an advantage for, and I would lean towards LSU, but heck, when it comes to terrible weather, I'm not sure it's really an advantage for any of us.
Yeah. Why would you? I was actually thinking about that earlier. If it does rain, that might slow A&M's offense, which is kind of, I think, a big concern down here this week. Why would you think weather could benefit LSU potentially if it happens?
Yeah, that exact reason. We were talking about an LSU team who's identity this season. I mean, maybe against your will, but it's certainly defensively far better right now than you guys are offensively. And so typically the weather favors the defensive strategy there, because with Texas A&M, they do tend to try to be dynamic offensively. And I do think that you could see Marcel Reed try to do a little bit too much if the weather is really terrible. And then, of course, I think with that environment anyways, you're talking about Elko and Reed having to go to Death Valley at night. I mean, I understand what they've done this season has been pretty incredible, and I'm not taking anything away from them, but it's a whole different ball game what we're going to see on Saturday night, regardless of the weather. And maybe the weather just adds to it, frankly.
Amber, our audience may not know this, but if I remember correctly, you're also a Gator. How is it possible that you've never been to Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I am. I actually have a Gator sweatshirt on right now. I am a diehard Gator. So I am that. I know. I don't know how, honestly. I've obviously been to most of the SEC schools. I just have never been to Baton Rouge, which is crazy. So I am so excited. It's one of the first things I said in the preseason to our producers putting the show together. I said, we're going to Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah.
I need to make it to Death Valley. And so I am so excited to check that off my list.
Make sure you follow her on Twitter at Amber W Sports. She's Amber Wilson, good enough to hang out with us for a couple minutes here. Y'all, every week you go around college football and you're in a different market and get to see great venues and great games. It's been such an interesting year, Amber, because I've kind of said I think like the ceiling in college football is lowered and the floor has been raised and everyone's sort of compressed toward the middle. Do you have a big, maybe one big takeaway through 7 weeks of the college football season so far, either on a team or just college football as a whole?
Well, I think what we need to get used to is that even the good teams are going to lose. And maybe that is something I should be saying directly to your fan base when it comes to Brian Kelly, because I think that we're just living in this era now where you drop a game to Vandy, you drop a game to Ole Miss, and you could still easily find yourself in a college football playoff. And really that's what matters. In an expanded playoff system, in an NIL and transfer portal era, when there is more parity, like you said, and at any given time, these other teams that we kind of traditionally can't wrap our heads around, they can actually be good, and there could actually be no shame in losing to those teams. And we are not there mentality-wise yet. And I do think that we're going to get there, where we let go of, the 2010s, and we realize, hey, this is genuinely a new era. And it's not if you lose, it's when you're going to lose and who you're going to lose to, and also who you're going to beat. And obviously this matchup for you guys on Saturday night goes a long way. It feels like a must-win, which is weird to say, but the amount of just visceral narrative that we are going to hear around Brian Kelly if he loses to another top 5 team versus all of a sudden LSU's back in the mix.
Right.
And they're fine if you just squeak it out. I mean, if you win by a point, right? Or, if the ball bounces one direction as opposed to another, all of a sudden the entire narrative shifts around the season. And some of the swing of that pendulum is because we haven't fully let go of a totally bygone era now because of the amount of parity that there is.
Amber, who's the best team that you've seen in college football so far this year? Either in person on the college football campus tour or on TV.
I have no idea. And that's being honest. I mean, I guess I have to say Ohio State. That's where we started our season. And so they beat Texas, obviously, in that home opener. And they looked good doing it. What is Texas, And so at the time, I thought that was an amazing performance by Ohio State. And so that's all part of this, too, is it's so much harder to analyze than it ever used to be, which makes it more fun. And there's so many more fan bases that get to be engaged so much later in the season. But even the good teams, you don't really know how good they are. So I guess I will say Ohio State. I honestly, though, if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, would have said Miami. Yeah. And look at what happened against Louisville. And that's, again, just the era that we're living in.
That's a great point. I would have agreed with you, by the way, about Miami as the best team I'd seen. Their win, obviously, over Notre Dame, and the way they handled Florida State, it's obviously before Florida State lost again, was so impressive. Amber Wilson's with us for a couple more minutes at Amber W Sports. If you want to give her a follow, you can meet Amber and Jonathan Zaslow Saturday, 9 to noon Central at the Walk-Ons on Burbank, right there by campus. You know where Walk-Ons is. They'll be there broadcasting ESPN Radio's College Football Campus Tour. Amber, when people come by, it's pretty cool. They'll be able to see the broadcast, meet you guys, take pictures and stuff if they want to do that?
Yeah, we would love for them to do that. It's really cool. We broadcast out of a Airstream that we turned into a radio studio, so the side of it opens up and you can see us. It's really cool. We also have some of our sponsors that help us with the road show, like Monster Energy is going to be out there, and ServPro will be out there. So there's games out there. There's free garb that they give away out there. So it's a good time. Definitely come stop by. We love that, and we'll be able to say hi to you guys.
Give me a thought on I don't know if you want to give a pick, but maybe a key or who wins and why Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. You got a thought on it yet?
Well, I do, but we do give our picks on the show on Saturday. So you have to tune in for that.
Trying to get a little something, just a little preview.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, listen, on paper, let's be honest, Texas A&M has a lot of advantages here in this matchup, and your O-line being banged up is not particularly helpful.
Yeah.
But I think what can't be accounted for on paper is those intangibles, like it's night and Death Valley. And you have a very desperate LSU team that it feels like is in a must-win situation with a head coach who could be on a hot seat. And because of all of those factors, those are sort of the X factors that I think changes the narrative. So I'm not going to go ahead and give a pick, but I do think that this one, from an analysis perspective, there's one way you can go, which is sort of the academic football perspective, and then there's the other way, which is just it's college football, baby. And college football is going to happen, and there's definitely always intangibles that factor in.
Man, those odds makers out in Vegas know a little something, too. I don't think many people thought this line would open up 1.5. I know it's at 2.5 now, but I think we're in for a hell of a night Saturday night in Tiger Stadium and a great day around campus. Hopefully some beautiful weather. Amber Wilson will be here, part of ESPN Radio's College Football Campus Tour. She and Jonathan Zaslow from Walk-Ons on Burbank. 9 to noon Central. Y'all get by and see the gang over there this weekend. Amber, safe travels. We'll look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thanks. See you guys this weekend.
Of course. Be well. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing. ParishBuilt.com. ParishBuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. It's Parish Construction and Roofing. It's me and Terrio and Tilly and Joe and our whole staff over there. We'd love to help you out, commercial or residential. Remember, repairs, replacements, but we also can help you with gutters. We fabricate our own metal, so we make our own gutters. We do soft wash as well. We can not only soft wash your roof, which will clean it, but your whole home, the exterior of your home, your driveway, everything. This is something that's really good to do like every 6 months. Matt Q and our whole staff over there at Parish Construction Roofing would love to help you out. So, got an issue with your roof? We'd love to help. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. From claim to cleanup, we can do it all. ParishBuilt.com. Parish Construction and Roofing. Do business with someone you know. ParishBuilt.com. Okay, y'all. It is After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Billy Luchi in 20 minutes from right now. Quick break. When we come back, Lee Sterling, his best bets for the football weekend, including a pick on LSU and Texas A&M. We'll get to that next on AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing.
After Further Review.
Hey, y'all, it is about that time. Woke up this morning, it was 48 degrees. We had to put long sleeves on Drew when I brought him to school this morning. We're getting to that time now where you're going to crank up your heater. And if you have not yet had your preseason heater safety check, it's past due. Like, it's time. And especially if you cannot remember the last time you had a heater safety check, you got to call River Cities 1 Hour and get this done, y'all. You'll see the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. They're all over town. Mention the Moscona special. Mention the show. They'll knock $30 off the price. But there's so many reasons to do this. Of course, it'll lower your energy bills by making your heater more efficient. It'll extend the life of your unit, which who wouldn't want that? And then most importantly, it's going to keep you and your family and your home safe. River Cities 1 Hour Air, 752-0001.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. We'll have craft cocktails, whiskey samples, previewing the Tigers and the Aggies. Join us for AFR 3 to 6, presented by Pinhook Bourbon.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead...
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Place your bets, gentlemen.
It's time to head to the window.
Don't gamble it all in one place.
This is Lee Sterling's Best Bets, brought to you by Paramount Sports.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Lee Sterling joins us now. Lee, as always, we appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good. Actually, I had this question asked to me, well, other than the gambling thing today, by 3 other shows. What would you put the chances right now, at this moment, that, we see Brian Kelly get fired at the end of the year?
I would put it at 0%. He's not getting fired. They're not. They're not spending $53
million. The number
million.
is what, $60 million?
But
is that why?
It'll be
Something
about
like that?
it'll be about 53, and there's no appetite to do it. They've lost lost 2 road conference games to ranked teams. Cooler heads among the decision makers will prevail over fans.
Good.
But this will be a massive weekend, obviously. So we'll get to LSU and A&M in a smidge. Texas, Mississippi State. The Longhorns, it hasn't looked great, but they're still playing mathematically for everything. They're a 7.5-point favorite here over the Bulldogs. What do we think about the Longhorns and that number?
Yeah, and looks a little bit not quite, maybe worse, obviously, than LSU. I don't think you can fix the offense at this point. You can't just all of a sudden wave a wand at it and it improves. So I've been on teams that were at this level and it didn't get better. Last year they were a 37-point favorite in this game. Just shows you how much Texas has regressed and Mississippi State has improved here. They're outside the top 100 in EPA per play, offensive success rate, passing success rate. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I think there's another one-score game. Reminds me of the Kentucky game last week. Texas, 24-20. They'll be lucky to win.
Okay. Vandy, game day's in Nashville. Vandy, Mizzou, another ranked team. Vandy's favorite again, Lee. 2.5, a short number there. Thoughts on the Commodores hosting the Missouri Tigers?
They might hold this game day at the library. That's where they probably attract the biggest crowd here. Smart kids go there. But I think it's deserving. I think this is going to be a good game. I call this game I came this close to beating Alabama. Both teams had their chances.
Yep.
Anything that Missouri quarterback Voprbila can do, 11 touchdowns, 210 rushing yards, Diego Pavia can just do better, 15 touchdowns, 438 yards. Now you see, if you watch Missouri the last couple weeks, why Voprbila couldn't win the job at Penn State. He just does not read defenses at a high level. So that's a problem. Ahmad Hardy, not able to get on track the last couple weeks after gaining 730 yards the first 5 weeks, just 52 and 58 yards. Main reason they won last week was Auburn missed 3 out of 4 field goals. Vandy stays in contention for a college football playoff berth. They are a football school. Vandy 30-24.
Lee Sterling's with us, ParamountSports.com. The almost beat Alabama crowd. Well, a member of that crowd a year ago was South Carolina. Probably should have won the game down in Tuscaloosa. Right. Bama is a 2-touchdown road favorite, 13.5 in Columbia. Gamecocks getting healthy. Bama, maybe an exhale spot. Big number. What do you think?
If they had an offensive line, I'd be backing them. That offensive line is offensive. Now they lost one of their best offensive linemen, Casey Henry. He's out, the right tackle. They're already down their offensive line coach, defensive line coach. They just don't want to engage. Here's what happened. They had a certain amount of money in NIL, and they used it mainly on Lenore Sellers and edge rusher Dylan Stewart. And the rest of the positions they basically whiffed on. So these guys just are not difference makers here. They're only running the ball for 3 yards per carry. And Ty Simpson, a sterling. Get that, a sterling. 18-1 touchdown to interception ratio here. Roll Tide, 34-10.
He is Lee Sterling with us here at ParamountSports.com. The game that I am most interested in watching this weekend, aside from Texas A&M-LSU, is Oklahoma-Ole Miss. Ole Miss finally went on the road, played a good team. They lost to Georgia. Well, guess what? They have to do it again now. They're going to go on the road and play Oklahoma in Norman. Sooners are 4.5-point favorite. Big opportunity, I think, for both these teams. How do you see it?
Yep, and this is probably an eliminator. Ole Miss's defense, I thought, got exposed in the second half, couldn't get off the field, and allowed Georgia, who is, I think, a mediocre offense this year, to score in every single possession. They were on the field for 80 plays, and now they're going to face a better quarterback in John Mateer. OU might have the best defense in the SEC, and they're playing at home here. Mateer, a couple of weeks ago, as we now realize, was not ready to play. Shouldn't have put him in against Texas, but he's getting healthier every week. I like Oklahoma at home, 30-23.
All right, so a win and a cover there. Sooners by a touchdown. We'll get to LSU A&M in just a sec, but a thought, I see you got Saints-Bucs. You got a thought on that too?
It's not going to be easy. Won't be pretty, but, I mean, you got to give credit to what this Bucs coaching staff has been able to do as far as get by injuries. In the same way with Kellen Moore. His work with Spencer Rattler, only 1 interception on the year. But now you got to piece together a whole offensive rushing attack without your center, Eric McCoy, running back Kendre Miller, and Alvin Kamara. I just think it's too tough here, and I think Baker will finally bail his team out here. I like Tampa Bay. It's not going to be pretty, 16-10.
Oh. What a miserable game I'd have to watch. So like the under as well, maybe in that one. All right, ParamountSports.com, ParamountSports.com. All right, Lee, LSU, Texas A&M. This is the Tiger season. If they want to make the playoffs, for all intents and purposes, they got to win out. It starts Saturday. Short number, kind of a stinky line, 2.5. Aggies at Tigers. How do you see it?
Yeah, Marcel Reed, this was his coming out party last year.
Yeah.
After they inserted him, his 3 touchdown drives were the difference here. LSU's defense couldn't get off the field last week, which surprised me a little bit, facing Diego Pavia, who is good. But, you know, when you're on the field for 37 out of 60 minutes, now you got to face, I think, a more balanced and a more dynamic offense here. Marcel Reed is bigger, stronger, faster, has a more lively arm here, and 2 better receivers. Not a better tight end, but a much better receiver here. the heat's on right now, and LSU, just like Texas, I don't think their offense all of a sudden is going to produce 30, 35 points. They will be without their left tackle. A&M 10th in pressure rate, and A&M 4th in sacks here. I like A&M 31-20.
31-20 for the Aggies, double-digit win. That would put a fork in the Tigers if it goes down that way. You want to bet along, you can. Lee, let's remind folks about ParamountSports.com. What you got cooking over there?
Yep. Just if you want to get involved, we got a free play. You want to get a game for tonight. Game we love tonight, Minnesota.
Okay.
They're going to be traveling to take on the Chargers. So you want to get that game for free, call 800-400-9741. And how about this? Last 5 Sundays, we're 23-2.
Ooh!
5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 4-1, and 4-1. It's called Lee's NFL Sunday Golden Ticket.
Oh.
4 weeks, 5 games every week, just $197. If you haven't signed up by now, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
ParamountSports.com, ParamountSports.com. Again, if you want tonight's play for free, 800-400-9741. It really is easy. Like, it's a recorded message. You just call the number, and he'll give you the number. 800-400-9741. Thank you, Lee.
Okay, be good.
All right, man. Good luck this weekend. Not that Lee needs it. My guy is in fuego. What a run. All right, it's after further review. We're putting a button here on hour number 2. We're presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, not only in Baton Rouge, all over Louisiana, and the Dallas office opening soon. Learn more, decisioncriticalbr.com. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Billy Luchi, right after SportsCenter.
AFR.
Love telling you about Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Hey, a couple of things to remember. A buddy Martin texted me last week. They're running a special on a set of 4 Michelin tires through the end of this month. So through Halloween, you're going to get stacked mail-in rebates and free installation when you use your Shaw Bills credit card. You'll save just a hair under $300 on a set of 4 new Michelin tires. You want to learn more? You can at ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Or just walk into any Shaw Bills location near you. You can find the location nearest you online. You can schedule service online. You can shop tires online. You can see all of their deals online. It's super easy. You just go to ShawBillsTire.com. So if you need tires or schedule service for your vehicle, ShawBillsTire.com. Hit the promotions tab at the top of the page. You'll see all their specials. Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. It's Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown,
parishbuilt.com. Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Investigation continuing on NBA gambling. Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former Cavs player and assistant Damon Jones arrested as part of investigations related to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games. Total of 34 arrests were made, covering 11 states and involving tens of millions of dollars. ESPN's Jay Williams says it's a bad day for the NBA.
This is a really big embarrassment for the league, having a player, a former assistant, and obviously a guy like Chauncey be involved. Makes it feel as if it's a way bigger challenge and issue for the league.
Williams on First Take. In the NFL, Thursday Night Football tonight, Vikings visiting the Chargers. Another start for Carson Wentz tonight, his 5th straight, with J.J. McCarthy still sidelined. Minnesota activating running back Aaron Jones off of injured reserve. Lamar Jackson practicing for a 2nd straight day, but still limited with his hamstring injury. The Ravens take on the Bears on Sunday, trying to avoid 1-6.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over Louisiana. Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusu. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Tigers and Aggies, Saturday night, Death Valley, a place A&M hasn't won since they joined the league. That's not just a narrative here. It's something they're talking about a lot in College Station. A guy who I heard talking about that earlier this week is our guest, Billy Luchi from Texas Ags. Good enough to hang out. Yo, man, how are you?
Hattie, what's up, buddy?
Hoping for a good result for the Tigers. I know many people are optimistic this weekend, but, I saw you talking about it earlier this week on Texas Ags about sort of debunking narratives, right, about the program. For our audience, if you would give us just a sense of that sentiment and what it's like in College Station this week, here with a 7-0 top 5 team, but facing some dubious history coming to Baton Rouge this week.
Yeah, I think, first of all, I always feel a little guilty talking about 1994 because I was at that game.
Me too.
In college. And yeah, so, it makes me feel old. But I'm also like, it's not like they've lost 30 in a row there. But like you said, since joining the SEC, look, we always we want our teams to win, and I got to deal with you and T-Bob and Hester and God knows who else on Twitter. So we like to have fun. But look, to me, when A&M got in the SEC, LSU and Alabama were the two programs. I talked to Kevin Sumlin a lot about that. Like, that's who you had to – that was the standard in the West. And until you could put the kind of players on the field to match up with them, and I mean beyond Johnny and Mike and the whole line of scrimmage, all the DB, until you could do that. And it took A&M 6 years to beat LSU, and year 7. And what I always said was it needed to become a home and home series. Like the home team, that was the first step for A&M. And they took that, and they haven't been able to get past that. They have defended home field, I guess 4 straight. But winning in Death Valley has been elusive. And look, it's A&M's broken a lot of trends this year. Fortunately, they kept the dominate Arkansas trend going last week, 13
right.
or 14 there. But and look, Arkansas tried to screw that up because they brought Petrino back, who was 4-0 against the Aggies. So, but LSU in Baton Rouge, I don't care. I know how you guys are feeling over there right now. I follow it. I follow the program. I follow all y'all. And I could say been there, done that way too many times, way too many coaches. I've also watched LSU coaches pull themselves out of the fire against A&M, particularly less at, in Baton Rouge. Edo's kind of going away game there.
Yep.
I think Edo basically earned the job for good with the win they got here at Kyle Field when he was interim. So, like, we've seen this happen too many times for me to sit there and go, oh, poor, pitiful LSU. I know the players y'all got. I know the skill position guys. I do like what A&M's bringing to this matchup. If you're going to say which coach, which offense, I think the defenses are kind of a push. Which quarterback right now? I like what A&M's bringing to Tiger Stadium Saturday night. It guarantees nothing, though, if we've learned something in this rivalry. And I think, Matt, if A&M doesn't get LSU's best shot of the season, then there really is something wrong in Baton Rouge. And I don't expect that to be the case. I think they're going to get LSU's best performance of the year.
Yeah, that's fair.
At least the most heart and the most fight, at least that. So A&M better be ready for a fight.
Billy, we were talking earlier today about A&M, and there's so much to like about this A&M team. It's the reason they've been able to win how they have. This is also fair that this will be the toughest road environment and the best defense that A&M will have faced so far this year. Are there questions that you feel like this team still needs to answer on Saturday night?
I don't know if it's necessarily that they need to answer questions. To me, the questions, Matt, would be, look, I think LSU's defense is better than Notre Dame's, but I think Notre Dame's defense is a little better than people think. The Aggies lit it up. There's been some other teams that haven't. USC, Miami, they didn't do near what A&M did against that defense. I don't have questions about the A&M offense. I don't think they're going to score 40 against LSU. And I don't question their toughness, their commitment, their focus, their lines of scrimmage. I just think this is a really tough game on the schedule. And if the Tigers were sitting there with one of these type offenses like Notre Dame, like Arkansas, Jeremiah Love or Taylor Green, these guys that at some point, maybe it's Missouri, at some point they're going to run into another real high-scoring, explosive offense full of playmakers. That scares me. It's not that the LSU offense doesn't scare you.
It shouldn't.
But, yeah, I get it. But,
it's bad. They haven't scored 25 points against an FBS team.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I know this is the Joe Sloan thing, but I know the players. And I guess the O-line, it's really hard to do anything with a struggling and injured O-line. I do think that's hard to overcome. And, again, I've seen it. But to me, like, it's not about A&M needing to, something that they need to prove. I think if they would be playing a top 10 offense in the country, I would say, okay, defense, prove it, because against the two best offenses you've played, you've given up 40 each time.
Yeah.
I don't think this is where I learn a whole lot, good or bad, about A&M, because I just think it's like they've won a couple of these four-quarter fights, and it is a massive game for Texas A&M, Matt. I think not just in terms of perception, because you know what it means to win in Death Valley. Forget that A&M hasn't done it, just for anybody. Win that game at night, the respect over the last 25 years that program's gotten and in that stadium, so it speaks for itself. But more importantly, if they win and go 8-0 with South Carolina at home and Samford, they're in a great spot to be in the college football playoff.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm not sitting here saying that they can't go win in Columbia, Missouri, or Austin, Texas either. So not only to get in the playoffs and get to that 10th win, which would likely get them in, but also, this is a team that's never even been to Atlanta, much less won an SEC. And this is the type year it's there for the taking. And I know that's part of the frustration you guys are feeling right now, because I think we both went into the season hopeful that we could get there. And I think with a win on Saturday night for A&M, they'll take a massive step towards punching that ticket.
Yeah.
You're basically putting yourself into a, hey, can you split in Columbia or at DKR? And if you can, you're probably playing in Atlanta.
Yeah. But
that's a huge game.
I'm sorry, Bill. I was just I agree with that. A win Saturday for A&M, the playoff probability is almost a certainty, because all you got to do is win home games against South Carolina, Samford. Even if you lose to Mizzou and Texas on the road, you're 10-2, you're in. But the big question, by far, 3 road games remaining against ranked teams. We'll find out over these next 5 what we need to know about A&M as a contending team. Saturday specifically, if there is a path for LSU to win it and pull the upset on A&M, what do you think that game looks like?
I think it looks like some of the games that A&M's beaten LSU in. One, I think it involves turnovers. Weather, who knows how that's going to affect either team. So I think it involves turnovers, but I think I just don't see a world where the LSU's got to figure out how to run the football. And I think you've got to test 2 things. You've got to test A&M ability to stop that run, because you can't. I just don't think you can drop Nuss back with that O-line too much, and you can quick game it for a little bit, and that's fine. But I think Elko does a great job of adjusting and stuff. So I just think it's got to be, you've got to figure out how to run the football. I think if LSU wins the game, the rushing totals are going to be really similar. It doesn't mean they have to run for 200 yards. It's just like, you can't let A&M get that ground game going. If they're both sitting around 120, I think that's a win for LSU. But the second part, I think you have to risk it with your secondary, those DBs that are really good, and just risk it and risk giving up big plays to Concepcion and Craver and that group, and say, hey, if you hit them, you hit them. If you don't, we're going to have a chance to win this game.
Yeah.
And you make Marcel make those throws, maybe in inclement weather, and you say, you're best against our best, and let's see if you can beat us. And we're going to play it that way, and we're going to commit to stopping the run so we can at least push in that battle. So I think that's the way. But, teams have tried that, and I think it worked a little bit for Auburn. It worked for Mississippi State for a half, and it Notre Dame couldn't handle those guys. Arkansas couldn't handle them. But, I think that's the way to do it. And then if it's that kind of night, it's that kind of night.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying this is just an unstoppable A&M offense. Auburn held them to 16, Mississippi State held them to 7 in the first half. But, Florida, that game got turn into a little defensive struggle there for a while. But if you look at the last few weeks and even the season, you go, okay, they scored 41 in South Bend, 500-something yards. They pretty much, they damn near scored on every possession against Arkansas. I think it was 6 touchdowns and a field goal in their first 7 or 8 possessions. And then even again, I think Florida's got a good defense. You guys saw them in Death Valley. I mean, they 21 points on the first 3 possessions a week and a half ago. So they can kind of get you with big plays. They can kind of get you by grinding it out. You know, Marcel can throw a lot better than he did last year, but he's still got the wheels. It's an interesting team. I think it's a tough offense to defend, but like you said, this is the best defense they'll face this year. I mean, I think Auburn's pretty salty defensively, and I think Notre Dame's a little better than people think. But I do think this is the best defense you're playing, and it's on the road, so it's a great test. But what it is a test of A&M's toughness and physicality. And I think they've already shown that they're great in both those areas. But like I said, it doesn't guarantee a win. What it means is LSU is going to have to match and exceed both of those things.
Yeah. It'll take a giant effort. But, boy, it's going to be fun. Hopefully the weather holds and we have a great night Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Billy Luchi, TexAgs.com. Give him a follow at Billy Luchi. Always appreciate it, man. We'll see you soon.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Be well. We appreciate Billy for the time. Hey, we're brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank, vinyl siding. They do it all. Oh, yeah. They do shutters, too, at Relief Windows. Y'all check them out. You get them online at reliefwindows.com. You can go see them on Airline Highway in Prairieville. If you're going south on Airline in Baton Rouge, you're going south on Airline Highway into Prairieville. You pass Highway 42, about a quarter mile on the right. You can't miss it, the Relief Windows showroom. You can pop on in, see one of their associates. They have the 3D modeling where they can show you a 3D model of what the windows, the doors, the siding would look like at your home. So if you're visual and you want to see that, instead of just looking like a panel, a little sample, they can show you 3D modeling. It's amazing. It's Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Windows, doors, siding. They do shutters, too. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. All right, it's after further review. We appreciate Billy. The Saints-Bucks injury report is out. We're going to get to that. A little bit of reaction to what Billy had to say. Mike Triplett in 15 minutes. Still a lot to do. Glad you're hanging out with us on this Thursday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing.
AFR.
All right, a week from tomorrow, y'all. A week from tomorrow is Halloween. You have your pumpkins yet? Carving some jack-o'-lanterns? You need pumpkins for a pumpkin painting party? Or you need a pumpkin to make some pumpkin pie? Get by Clegg's. They got a great selection. Pumpkins, not only pumpkins, all their fall decor. Pumpkins and hay bales and squash and gourds and scarecrows and all the stuff, the wheat stalks, all the stuff for a beautiful fall display for your front patio, your back porch, maybe the lobby in your office building, whatever it may be. Clegg's has a great selection. So if you want all of those pumpkins, get by Clegg's. Tell you every day, encourage you to support a great local business that's been supporting our community for 6 decades. It's Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. We'll have craft cocktails, whiskey samples, previewing the Tigers and the Aggies. Join us for AFR 3 to 6, presented by Pinhook Bourbon.
Parrish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parrishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parrishbuilt.com.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Daryl on the text line said Billy Luchi's picture looks like a guy you'd see brown bagging it behind a liquor store. Pull it up again, Paul. But Billy's great, by the way. I mean, I know the love-hate relationship that LSU fans have, or maybe just the hate relationship fans that LSU fans have with Billy. But yeah, you caught Billy in a moment with that photo where he had a little party in the back there, and
pretty big party in the back.
Was rocking the goatee there. But I can tell you this unequivocally. Like, there is literally nobody that covers A&M that is more connected than Billy. Like, Texags is one of those. It's one of those entities that has just like grabbed a hold of the entire fan base. Like, they're the voice of the fan base, effectively. Like, it's a huge industry they've built, an economy around Texags. The studios they built are like right next to the football operations. Billy's done an amazing job with it. I mean, there's literally nobody more. I mean, remember when Johnny Manziel won the Heisman? It was like throwing out a first pitch in a game in San Diego or something. Like, Manziel's on the field going to throw out the first pitch. I think it was San Diego. Maybe it was Dodgers. But like, there's old Billy Luchi standing right next to him. Like, dude's everywhere. I mean, he is up in it. But they got a big lift this week, man. You know, A&M is a good team, and I really like them at the line of scrimmage. They returned 4 starters on the offensive line. They got really talented running backs. They hit in the portal on Craver and Concepcion at receiver. They hit in the portal on the 2 defensive ends for Bowling Green and Colorado. They needed to replace a lot from last year, and so they basically on defense replaced a lot of those guys in the portal, like LSU did. They hit on. In the same way that LSU hit on Peyton and Pyburn and Gooden and these guys, they hit too. So it's interesting, man. Be real interesting. By the way, I actually just got this notification. I always encourage you, the turn on notifications on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app. If you listen to us on our app, if you don't have the app, I would really recommend that you download the app, the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app, and turn on notifications, because when we get news and breaking news at for LouisianaSports.net. When we push it through the the push notifications on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app. So anyway, the latest availability report just dropped for this weekend with LSU. You can pull this up, Paulie. So we have it for free over at LouisianaSports.net. Again, the availability report comes out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it looks like LSU is going to get some help as Bernard Gooden and Jamari Butler both on track to play. So both have practiced this week. Both should be available against Texas A&M. Brian Kelly meeting with reporters. The availability report will come out later tonight, but the official availability report. But Kelly meeting with reporters just a bit ago listed both as probable. So Jamari Butler, that's no surprise. He wasn't even in a boot last week at Vanderbilt. I really think if they really felt like if that was a championship-type game or something like that, I think Butler would have played last week against Vanderbilt. I'd hate to say it this way, but maybe it was one of those where they thought they could get by without having to push him and hold him another week. Clearly, it didn't work out that way. But it looks like they'll get Butler back. But the big one is Gooden there on the interior. And whether or not Gooden's able to play 50, 60 snaps or if it's 15 snaps, whatever it is, if you can get something, 15 full effort snaps out of Bernard Gooden, that helps your rotation and gets that guy back in the defensive interior. That's a huge positive for LSU. So anyway, that's up for free right now if you want it over at LouisianaSports.net. Everything always free at LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no freemium, no article limits, none of that stuff. It's just free. LouisianaSports.net. Go check it out. Bookmark it. We appreciate it. All right, brought to you by Supper Club. We'll get to the Saints injury report here in just a second. We're talking to Mike Triplett in 6 minutes. SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com for your reservation. Book your reservation today over at Supper Club. Weekend is just about upon us. Maybe you're knocking off of work today. Don't go home. It's Thursday. Start your weekend tonight. Get by Supper Club. Matt, I don't have a reservation. Doesn't matter. Open seating at the bar. 14 bar stools, 7 bar tables. Just go pop in. Maybe you don't even want to have dinner. Maybe you just want to have a glass of wine and a cocktail. People watch a little bit. Enjoy the ambiance. The vibe at Supper Club is incredible. Or maybe you want to have the best meal of your life. And you will do that at Supper Club. And it doesn't matter if you're eating one of their amazing steaks, if it's the veal parm that I talk about, the Chilean sea bass, the Alaskan king crab legs. By the way, those Alaskan king crab legs come from the boats in the show The Deadliest Catch. Matter of fact, when the crates come in, it has the name of the boat from that show on the crates when they come in to Supper Club. What Brandon and Mackenzie Landry effectively did, what Chef Layton does, awesome job. They took New York, D.C., L.A., Vegas, London, Paris, Rome, so the finest food cities in the world, and dropped it on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge as a gift to Baton Rouge. So as to say, you don't have to get on a plane and go to Dubai to have this type of experience. Just come to Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com. All right, it is after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Saints injury report is out. Run through this real quickly. We'll get to Mike Triplett. All good news for the New Orleans Saints on this one. Devon Gottschall was the only DNP, and that's the Veteran Day rest, which he's had. I don't know why this isn't framing. Sorry. Devon Gottschall has had the Veteran Day rest every Thursday throughout the course of this season. The Alante Taylor and Chase Young, who were DNPs yesterday, were full. Chris Olave was a DNP yesterday. He was limited with the ankle. And then Juwan Johnson and Kamara, both limited. Juwan Johnson had suffered that neck injury in the game on Sunday, but he was limited, as was Kamara with the ankle, as they're ramping him up to play. Tampa's injury report continues to be absurdly long. The notable addition is that Vita Vea was a DNP with a foot injury. So he was not on yesterday's injury report, but he was a DNP today. And remember, the New Orleans Saints are going to be starting a new center on Sunday with Eric McCoy done for the season. You got Luke Fortner making the start. I don't know what this means for Vita Vea. Maybe they're just giving him today off, Friday off, Saturday, just get him ready to go Sunday. We'll see. But that's significant when you're talking about a zero-tech nose if he's not able to go. Also, Hassan Reddick, a DNP with an ankle and a knee injury for 2 days in a row now. Their nose tackle and best pass rusher may be unavailable on Sunday. We'll continue to follow that as that continues brewing and developing as we get closer to kickoff Sunday afternoon, 3:05 in the Dome. All right, quick break. We'll talk to Mike Triplett about it next on AFR.
AFR.
I popped into Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness earlier today, as a matter of fact. Whenever you go down Drusilla, it's three entities all owned by the same people, all in one. So Goodwood is the men's clinic. Unique Physique is the GLP-1, semaglutide, tirzepatide. And then Unique Aesthetics and Wellness is the aesthetic clinic. $8 a unit Botox, by the way. Some people look at that and go, how is that possible? It's basically the hook. Always. It's not an introductory price. It's always $8 a unit Botox at Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. Gents, tell your wife, girlfriend, fiance, say, hey, at Unique Aesthetics and Wellness on Drusilla, they have $8 a unit Botox. Like, tell her that and see what she says. Anyway, at Goodwood, remember, if it's hormone replacement therapy, if it's ED treatments, if it's non-pharmaceutical treatments to help you deal with things like gut health, anxiety, pain and recovery, they're amazing. Schedule that consultation and improve your quality of life. YourGoodwood.com. Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR from Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. We'll have craft cocktails, whiskey samples, previewing the Tigers and the Aggies. Join us for AFR 3 to 6, presented by Pinhook Bourbon.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com.
Mike! Yeah?
New Orleans Saints coverage with some Mad Libs mixed in.
Why don't you just go by Mike?
It's time to talk black and gold with Mike Triplett of New Orleans Football. Presented by Benny's Car Wash. Family owned and operated since 1951.
Mike, always appreciate the time. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, if the Saints and LSU didn't stink, I'd be doing a lot better, but it's what it is.
Yeah, sure. Hey, the Pelicans, they had a good quarter.
Are you just trying to piss me off? I'm kidding. I know. But, no, that was awful. I mean, the Pelicans are basically an organization on loop. They suck in the third quarter. They can't finish games. Yves Missi got hurt. It's just like, okay, well, game one is exactly what the past decade's been for New Orleans. Anyway. Hey, both Eric McCoy and Kendre Miller hurt. Yeah. How big of a deal is that?
Well, I mean, there's two different factors here. I mean, if you were trying to win every single game, both of them would be huge, devastating blows. I mean, we learned last year more than ever how important Eric McCoy is to this team. I think, funny enough, how good they started, but then how much they missed him when he was gone. I think he's never been more appreciated. I know we ranked him as the number 2 best player on the whole team when we did our rankings this summer. And he's especially important when you're talking about installing a new offense and having a young quarterback and all the things the center has to do. So, and 2 young left tackles around him. He's one of the most difficult to lose players on the team. And then Kendre Miller, obviously, it's disappointing for a different reason. He was finally coming into his own. He was finally maybe going to get some traction in his career after he wasn't able to do that in his first couple of years. But, when you're talking like, we're not really talking about wins and losses with this team, unfortunately. I mean, you don't want to see him go 1-16 because it's so deflating and disheartening. But wins and losses aren't the measure of this team right now. It's progress from young players that'll be part of the future.
What do you think about Devin Neal?
That block was awesome. The pass protection. And look, sometimes that's what holds a young player back. So for him to kind of get rewarded and recognized for doing the dirty work, it'll probably encourage him to do it more. But obviously we're going to want to see how he runs the ball. But he's about to get major opportunities. They've been manufacturing opportunities for the rest of this rookie class. He was one of the guys who hadn't been getting a lot now, but now he will. So that's one of the best things about this season to me is they're throwing them all in there.
Yeah. What other young guys do you think have impressed you so far?
Well, I mean, obviously Jonas Sanker tops that list. Maybe in part because he's been one of the biggest surprises. We didn't expect him to play a huge role, and he's starting week 2, he's been a full-time starter, and he's made a ton of plays. He had a bad game, I thought, against the Patriots, so I thought it was really important and impressive to see that he bounced back and had a good game against the Bears. Danny Stutzman was super impressive all summer long, and now that they're giving him these, 2 series a game, he's continuing to show what he showed in the preseason. I think that's really promising. I'm trying to think. Well, Quincy Riley's a little bit more of a work in progress, but it only helps for him to get these really, really high-value reps. I mean, I just wrote today, I'm not comparing them to the 2017 draft class by any stretch, but that's the last time we saw this many rookies play this kind of role. It's been a long time since we've just seen the volume of rookies playing big roles for this team.
Is if I ask you on the flip side of it, Mike, is anybody that maybe you expected more from, and I guess we could extend that beyond the rookie class, maybe to the second-year guys like Kool-Aid and Fuaga. Yep. Maybe some of you expected more of that we haven't seen?
Well, let me say, I left Kelvin Banks out of your previous question because, I'm treating him like he's an established veteran, but that's the most promising thing of this entire season is the guy they drafted with the number 9 pick looks like he was worth the number 9 pick. And I mean, they need that so bad. They need every high-value draft pick they're going to make for years to come has to hit. And I think that's what's derailed this team more than anything. So that's the most promising thing of the entire team, I think, is the way Kelvin Banks has played. Yeah, the next tier for me is Taliesin Fuaga, last year's first-round pick, and Kool-Aid McKinstry, last year's second-round pick. I'd say the results have been a little mixed, but mostly promising. Mostly promising with Fuaga. I was a little concerned when he had the 2 separate injuries, and I was like, oh no, please don't let this be a thing for him. But he came back and he's looked really, really solid. And then McKinstry has had some tough moments, but he's also made some big plays. And for the most part, like when he's given up a play, it's not like a major back-breaking play. I like the confidence he plays with. I still think there's a ton of promise there. So those are the guys. I mean, that's the whole deal. Those guys have to hit, and the next 3 or 4 that they draft in rounds 1 and 2 have to hit as well.
Yeah. He's on Twitter at Mike Triplett, NewOrleans.football. Chat every Thursday is brought to you by Benny's Car Wash. Unlimited Car Wash member club, Benny'sCarWash.com, Benny'sCarWash.com. Mike, I'm not asking you to defend the decision. Maybe just give some explanation and logic, but like, why is Blake Grupe still on this team?
Well, I will try to defend it a little bit. I don't hate the concept of what they said. Well, they actually said this the week before he went 4 for 4, which is I'm trying to think of the exact words. He had shown enough to them to know he's worth trying to salvage. Like, you got to be honest with yourselves in these situations. Like, you don't want to just bench someone or cut someone as a punishment. Like, you missed 4 kicks and now you're punished. You want to be like, would we go out and sign Younghoe Koo? Would we go out and sign Michael Badgley, the guys who have been on the street? Will they be better? Or is it actually better to try and fix and salvage Blake Grupe and identify what's going wrong? Like, is he worth the investment? Obviously Sean Payton felt like Will Lutz was worth salvaging, and that was the right move. So that would be the defense. If they really genuinely believe this guy has shown us enough that fixing him is better than punishing him. But, man, I don't know what's broken. I thought he had a really cool head in his first couple years, like a confidence, a calm demeanor, a steady demeanor. You can't help but think this must be mental at this point. Now, the 53-yarder he missed in Chicago wasn't the most egregious miss I've ever seen, but he's 10 of 16 on the year, or whatever it is, 14 of 20 actually, 6 misses on the year. And I mean, it feels like it's getting close. It feels like it's getting really close to having to pull the plug. But I do understand trying to stretch that as long as you can with him.
Mike, did you have any real takeaway from anything Mickey Loomis said on Tuesday in that interview?
No, I mean, I credit someone else. I think it might have been Jeff Novak from WWL. I can't remember who like counted how many times he used the word developmental or develop or developing. And it was like double digits. But my takeaway is amen. We've seen it in his actions, and now we're hearing it in his words too. They were so resistant to doing what they're finally doing this year. Now everybody would like to say, yeah, they should have done it 4 years ago, and hindsight is 20/20. I wasn't demanding they do it back then when Michael Thomas and Ryan Ramczyk and obviously DeMario and Cam and Alvin were still in their prime. I understood trying to go for it for a while, but for the last at least 2 years, this is what I've wanted to see them do, and I think it took Derek Carr's issue for them to finally force themselves to do it. But now that they're doing it, I'm glad. I'm glad they drafted 9 guys and they're putting them all on the field, and they're not wasting resources on trying to trade for Russell Wilson and plug him in. So I'm glad that's where their mindset is now.
Yeah, they went kicking and screaming, but
they sure did.
But they're there.
Sure did.
Okay, before you go, Saints-Bucs on Sunday. Give me a thought, Mike, on what might have to happen for the Saints to win this game.
Well, the Bucs are pretty banged up right now. I mean, if you're a Bucs fan and you're trying to analyze their season, you're probably hoping they can patch this one together, especially after they played so lousy on the road on Monday night. And oh, by the way, that's another thing that's hard for teams to recover from. I almost always, when I go through and I pick the Saints schedule, they have a road Monday night game. I always pick them to lose the next one. So part of the reason is they're probably not going to get the Bucs fastball. They're going to get like the Bucs when you're seeing a pitcher in the playoffs that they threw out there on 3 days rest. But I don't know how you stop Baker. And of course they hit on their first round pick with the Buka, looks so good. And the Saints have so many problems of their own, including as you led the show off with taking now Eric McCoy and Kendry Miller out of the equation after your run game was so lousy even with them in the equation in the last game. It's, I certainly picked the Saints to lose by 7 or 8 points at least. But, you've got the law of averages and the weird NFL, and the Giants beat the Eagles, and they'll stumble into a couple this year at some point. Who knows if this is the one?
Division games are always quirky for that reason, the familiarity. Yeah. All right, we'll see how it goes. NewOrleans.football, NewOrleans.football. He's Mike Triplett. Get him on Twitter at Mike Triplett. And our chats every Thursday are brought to you by Benny's Car Wash. Get to Benny'sCarWash.com. Unlimited club members, of which I've been one for a long time. It's a great deal. Wash as many times as you want, unlimited with the tag at Benny'sCarWash.com. All right, Mike, we appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll talk next week. We are brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center. Love telling you about the Williamson Eye Center, and one of the things that we talk about, especially this time of year, if you have HSA or FSA funds, don't let them expire here before the end of the year. Use them. LASIK, PRK, Evo ICL, the custom lens replacement. If you don't know what any of those things mean, that's okay. Just understand this, that at the Williamson Eye Center, they have a refractive procedure for everyone, no matter your age or your refractive issue. They have something available for you that can help you spend the rest of your life where you could see without contacts or glasses. If you're interested in that, and you would be interested in that now, wouldn't you? Schedule a consultation at the Williamson Eye Center. Go see Dr. Blake. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on this Thursday, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. From beginning of life to end of life care, maybe you're bringing that newborn baby home, and mom and dad just need an opportunity to sleep. Their expertly trained nurses can take care of the baby while you sleep, or whatever in-home care you may need, to hospice care at the end of life, or anything in between. You got a tough diagnosis. Maybe you need in-home care. Maybe you're having surgery and you need someone to transport you to and from and help care for you during your recovery. It's Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. And if you're a physician, remember, I highly encourage you, if you're a physician, so many physicians refer their patients to Decision Critical to help carry out your orders, to help keep your patient out of the hospital so they execute those orders at home. Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge and all over to the state of Louisiana. Okay, y'all, we're going to knock out our final break of the show. When we come back, Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. Got Thursday Night Football tonight, some NBA as well. You can always get Otter Locks for free at louisianasports.net, but Jimmy will jump aboard with us next. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 30 years. Get Gordon and get it done. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. You can see client testimonials. You could read about the types of cases they handle. And, of course, you can always learn about the charitable work that they do. Go to gordongives.com, gordongives.com, or hit the Gordon Gives tab at the website, gordongives.com. Like, for example, Pat's Coach for Kids is something that's coming up here, where Pat Shingleton, longtime weatherman at WBRZ, has for 3 decades had this Pat's Coach for Kids charity effort where he makes sure that every child in the area has a warm coat. Well, Gordon has been a longtime sponsor of Pat's Coach for Kids. There's that. There's the bicycle giveaway coming up at Christmas. There's so many ways that Gordon gives back to the community, in addition to all the NIL stuff we talk about. It's an amazing community partner. Get Gordon and get it done. Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal. Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's. One love. Let's go.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Thursday edition of AFR. Always appreciate Decision Critical, Blazia and her team. They're just awesome. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, as your friend, as someone who cares about you very much, I will not ever let you bet on Delaware again.
Hey, in game, baby, we hit a little middle last night. So,
no, that's cheating.
I can't. If you think I'm not going to cover some of that, I mean, plus 180 that the other team's going to backdoor at the end. Yeah, give me some of that.
Oh,
so yes, Delaware, boy, they are something, huh? I was talking to Macero on the way home, and he's like, I didn't bet that crap today. They already gave up a stupid score just now. I said, well, I'm on them again. So, yeah. Thanks for being a friend, though. Thanks for looking out for me.
I told you yesterday, you just keep putting your hand on that stove. I mean, it's burned just raw. You got blisters all over your hand.
I have officially taken my hand off of the Auburn stove. Okay? I'm actually abstaining from betting the morality bowl between Petrino and Freed.
I called it the infidelity bowl earlier.
Yeah, I mean, just, the scum around the college kids bathtub or something. I mean, just what awful.
They've reformed.
So anyway,
They've reformed.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Okay, were you at that media day when that stuff broke and he was,
I've been at all of them. Yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
So anyway,
yeah, what we got tonight?
Thursday night football, NFL. Joe Alt's going to try and give it a go tonight. About 15-20 minutes. We'll have the inactive list for sure. But he was close to playing last week, and we're looking for him to play today. They need to offset the running game. Herbert's been getting hit hard. Minnesota does not do well on these short rest road trips. Wentz is starting again tonight. He had some bad interceptions, including a pick six on Sunday against Philadelphia. We're in the Chargers, man. Chargers tonight. Now, throw in one we didn't put on the website. Quentin Johnson with an anytime TD. That's coming back pretty good as well. it's going to hit him in his hands. We just hope he catches it. So, and then tonight, Golden State, high-profile game, beat the Lakers by 10 on opening night. Going back again against the Denver Nuggets, but Nuggets have made some improvements this year. I think the Nuggets plus 1.5 against the Golden State Warriors tonight. So a little NBA, but the best one is the NFL pick tonight. So good luck for all of those who followed us for the Dodgers plus 550. I may hedge a little bit, but not much. Man, the starting pitching is loaded up, and Toronto does not have a whole lot of left-handed pitching in this one. The Dodgers are a big favorite for a reason.
All right. Quinn Johnson, anytime TD is coming back plus $1.65 right now, DraftKings.
Yes.
So that's a nice price. Then the Chargers laying the 3, and the Nuggets plus 1.5 in Golden State. We're Football Friday at Rufino's tomorrow.
Football Friday at Rufino's starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so we're off there. And then I'll just be sending in my picks. It's me and Bert Tarleton's birthday on Monday, so I'm going to be going to the Pelicans game with Snooki D, Baychok, and Holdemeo. So there's our 4.
Well, it'll be easy to spot you because you'll be the only 4 sitting on the floor.
No, we'll be in the suite. The folks are taking care of us.
Excuse me. Enjoy the suite. I'd rather sit on the floor. Anyway, thank you, Otter. Have a good show. Good luck tomorrow or tonight.
Good
All
luck.
right. Thank you. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. Gents, if you're thinking of popping the question, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Maybe you got an anniversary coming up. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Holidays are almost here. Need that perfect gift? Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, because you will always thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. When they have the purchasing power, buying for 10 stores, they're going to get you a great selection and always a great price. And no matter your budget, always the Lee Michaels experience. It's how they've stayed in business for 4 decades. LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online at LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Okay, y'all, that's going to do it for us here. We're getting on down the road. You missed anything, catch AFR On Demand podcast or YouTube. Just search After Further Review, and you'll get it all right there. All right, Muse Pauly, thanks. Y'all have an awesome night. Shout out to Blasia and our friends at Decision Critical. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 from Don Juan Cigar Bar.
After Further Review.
As we get on down the road, I get to remind you about Rouse's. Hey, 1 week from today, next Thursday, literally 7 days and 4 minutes from right now, Harold Perkins Jr. is going to be at the Rouse's on Burbank and Lee, courtesy of Dr. Pepper, signing autographs, taking pictures, all that good stuff. Really cool NIL opportunity. Of course, it's the open date for the Tigers next week. So next Thursday, 1 week from today, from 6 to 7 p.m., make plans, bring your kiddos, after school, whatever, from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Rouse's, Burbank and Lee, in 1 week from today. Mark it down, set a reminder. We'll remind you all next week as well as we count down and lead you up to it. It's Harold Perkins in conjunction with Dr. Pepper at the Rouse's, Burbank and Lee from 6 to 7 p.m. next week. And, of course, if you're heading to Tiger Stadium this weekend or the Dome, let Rouse's help you cover the spread. Your tailgate spread, Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunnyquip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.